Glad to be back with you here on another weekday, 3 to 6 every weekday, 10 o'clock Saturday mornings at Pi. And on the program today, we've got our usual sterling lineup of guests with a little bit of news and football and also some comments and questions answered about the Powerball. We all know the joke now. We all know the joke about the Powerball.
I won money.
Nobody won it.
I won money.
Okay.
Demonstration of
I won Powerball last night. I'm not kidding.
Mm-hmm.
So did 8 million other people.
Right.
No. I won with Dan and Robin and Larry and Joe. We all chipped in together. You know how much?
I'm going to guess $16.
No, we split $21.
$21. Okay. Well, I mean,
$4 a piece.
Yeah, that's something. And the news today is that we'll get to this in a minute. Is that don't throw away that Powerball ticket. You could still be a winner in a lot of different ways, and some of it significant money. So we'll get to that in just a moment. I'll tell you about that on the program today. We'll have the usual lineup of Thursday folks, and that will be Larry Martin Gregory at 4 o'clock on Healthy Living. Foods that are hard to digest. Ooh. Pay attention. And then, it's holiday time, and you need some things done around the house, and you haven't got time, maybe time to go run an errand or pick up your relatives at the airport or need a bartender or whatever. Well, Angie Lewis has a special guest who provides that very service. We'll tell you about that coming up with Angie Lewis at 4:30. And in sports, should be a very entertaining hour. First of all, Coach Tim Ryan from CF is up in New York now. His team is playing in the tournament, and he'll be speaking to us from up there about what's going on with the Patriots, who are playing pretty good basketball right now. John Adams, one of our favorite guests that we have on this program, from the Knoxville News-Sentinel, is all over the story about Tennessee's chase for a football coach. And John will join us at 5:30 to tell us about what's happening there, and I'm sure he'll have comments on the other programs looking for coaches. And finally, Franz Beard will anchor it in on Gator Talk Thursday. All that coming your way today on the Voices of Ocala. Okay, you made a point about the Powerball. And first of all, good afternoon, Tom. Good afternoon, JJ.
What's up?
Hey, buddy. How are you?
You came to work today, so that's good. Good. And if one's bad for you, good for me. It means you didn't cash in. But, there are a lot of stories about the Powerball, and everybody today posted this morning or last night, I'm going to win the Powerball on Facebook. Everybody, And, of course, people said, well, I guess I didn't win, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But there's one point I want to make. The somewhat refutes what I said earlier this week. You kept talking about how much money it was, and it turned out to be, $557 million? Is that what it was?
587.
587 million. And so I said to you, does it make it any better? Your chances improve because there's more money?
It makes it worse because there's, the last few days going into gas stations, I noticed so many more people buying lottery tickets, and the way, you can tell when someone doesn't know what they're doing buying lottery tickets, and that happened a few times. There's probably bazillions of people who never buy lottery tickets that decided to, so that makes your odds worse.
JJ, I would say 99% of the people who buy Powerball lottery tickets don't know what they're doing, okay? It's just a blind thing.
I have no idea. I just go ahead and say, I want 5 quick pick tickets.
You aren't supposed to do that. According to the expert who wrote the book, you should pick your own numbers.
You have to.
But nonetheless, here's the point I want to make. In a sense, it is better because there's more money to split in the other pool, which is what you're talking about, that you have an opportunity to win money even if you don't hit the numbers. And a lot of people don't know that, and the reason I say that with confidence, 2% of all the winners fail to cash it in.
They don't realize they're winners.
Yeah, so who knows? So the point is today that, if you got that lottery ticket, the Powerball ticket, there were so many tickets sold that 9 million people will get some sort of consolation prize.
Of Ustream producer.
Including our friend Tom.
$4. No, that came my way. I didn't see that green coming my way, by the way. I thought I was in that pool, by the way, but I guess I wasn't. But anyway, so people will get some sort of consolation prize, and right up to $1 million second prize for getting everything but the Powerball. So we joked about how much money was in the pool, and I said to you, I'd be fine with $1 million, it'd be okay with me. There's a way you can do that. So if you haven't thrown it out, keep it, because there's $131 million in the consolation pool and a chance for you to win some. So there you go.
We were talking last night. I think if I won just like 25 mil, I would be just as happy.
Just like 25
I would be just as happy if I won $587 million.
Of course, you'd be just as obnoxious, too.
Yeah.
God, there's a certain number of us that God knew shouldn't be hitting the lottery.
Me.
And I'm among them.
Yeah,
And I got no business because I would be obnoxious, So,
well, my question is, my buddies and I were standing around last night. We were talking about if we hit the lottery. And we all said, if we hit the lottery, and we all came up with what we would do, and all of us to a man said, we'd give our boys $500,000.
Yeah, I always.
But how many of us would actually give our boys $500,000?
Not many. And there've been books written on this and stories that there's a high degree of failure at life for people who hit the lottery.
Oh, yeah.
And their lives become miserable because everybody wants them to give them money. And they feel like they're entitled to their money if they're relatives or friends. Hey, how about giving your buddy some cash here now? And anytime they have a financial problem, guess where they go? You got the dough. So that's why people leave the country and go away and live in another country.
That's what we all said. Every one of us to a man said.
Get an island.
The first thing we'd do is leave. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then we'd send some money back to buddies and everything. But the first thing we're doing is bailing.
Yeah. But now you wouldn't even think about your buds you work with here every day?
Let me tell you something. Oh, y'all were part of the boys group. Yeah.
Well, would we get like
$500,000?
We would get $500,000.
Yeah, you get $500,000.
Ustream producer.
Right. You'd get
I told him yesterday I just wanted a new pair of shoes for Christmas.
Yeah, you get $500,000. I said the first thing I would do once I took the money is my younger sister would be taken care of. Because my mom's gone, my dad's gone, I'd have took care of my younger sister. Second thing, I'd have called my older sister and said, see what happens when you're hateful and mean? You get nothing. That's what I've done second.
Oh, horrible.
Well, anyway, that stuff is over with. And there's lots of stories about whether it's good or bad if they have to have the lottery. There's an awful lot of money that comes out of the economy that could go to other things.
It's unsolicited tax.
I don't know how many people who work for the lottery, and I guess they got great jobs. But speaking of working, you see the number that Ocala, apparently a metropolitan area, had the third biggest jobless drop in the country?
Yes.
Third biggest. That means that's a good thing.
Right.
And it fell from 11.9 in October 2011 to 9.1, which 2.8 percentage points was the third largest. I forget the other towns, but anyway, so that's a good thing. And the numbers do matter and things like that. What you got? You got somebody calling in, JJ? Who you got?
Correct, Hugh.
Uh-oh, it's just bad news.
He might have been one of these 9 million people.
How you doing, guys?
All right, tell
I
us
had
the
to
news.
send the wife to work this morning because she didn't win.
Okay, all right.
But that's the way it goes, I wish that they would have 585 million winners. $1 million winners.
Be good. I'm for that.
I mean, $1 million, sure, after taxes is not going to be quite that much, but, that's going to get your average person, the house will get paid, the cars and this and that, and college education maybe, and bills and this, and set people straight. But to have just a couple of people win, 500 million, I mean, it's ridiculous. I can't see that.
But Hugh, if you'd have been the one that won it, could you have seen it then? Would it have been clearer then?
Well, I still would have wished that it could have been spread out because, not that I'm a wealthy person, but we're living comfortable here, and a mill would have been just as fine as 500. And like when we go to Vegas quite often and that, and I'll give the wife a couple hundred, and I'll take. And if it's gone, it's gone, and that's it. You don't go goofy on this stuff, and that's why I didn't buy any lottery tickets myself because I just don't.
Nor did I.
Pardon?
Nor did I. Did you by any chance? When you have any numbers you play, by the way?
I would. Would I play certain numbers?
What numbers? Yeah.
I probably would.
Give me your 3 favorite numbers.
9, 5, and probably 4.
9, 5, and 4. Let's keep a list of these. We'll just
47.
9, 5. But I want to keep that individual number. 9, 5, and 4.
Yeah.
Mine would probably be.
This is a demonstration.
4,
producer.
15, and 40.
Okay.
Tom, what would yours be?
4, 15.
And JJ, do you have
Mine would be 4, 7, and 47.
4, 7, and of course 47, JJ.
Yeah.
4, what, JJ?
4, 7, and 47 for JJ.
Uh-huh.
And yours is what, Tom?
Oh, mine would be 27, 11, and 55.
Okay. If we get a long enough list, we'll figure out an average here.
See, when they read those numbers off, where is that coming out of?
They're coming out of the Powerball drawing is done at Universal Studios in Orlando.
Oh, okay. It's locally here.
Film live.
Yeah.
But, you know, they say, Hugh, that last night as the numbers were coming out, the numbers all stayed low. What were the numbers, buddy? Do you have them there in front of you?
Yeah, they were low, yeah.
I don't have them all, but I have a few here.
JJ's got them. What were they, JJ?
5, 23, 16, 22, 29, and 6.
Yeah, they said because they stayed below
29
because they stayed below 31, that they knew there would probably be multiple winners because all the numbers below 31 are birth dates and anniversaries and stuff like that, and people always play their kids' age and birthdays and anniversary dates. And so when the numbers stay below 31, that's the favorite numbers people play because they're meaningful numbers, you know, anniversaries, weddings, birthdays.
How many states are in that Powerball? All of them, or just?
There's 21, isn't there?
21 now?
26, something like that.
Yeah.
But in Arizona, they had a 500% spike in the last 3 days because of they say bleed over from Nevada and California where Powerball was not available.
Yeah.
Arizona was one of the winning states.
Yeah, Missouri too. You know, here's the other thing: if you're going to win the Powerball, win it in Florida because you get to keep that extra 4 or 5, 6%.
There you go.
Missouri has a 4% and Arizona a 5%. So a little extra cash there. Because I'd take it it didn't matter where I wanted. I'd take it.
You know, it's amazing the amount of money that went into the power. We're in a bad situation economy-wise. People are being stressed and that. But look at all the money that's coming out to support something like that. And it's basically, I bet the lower income, the people that are hurting are the ones that are probably pushing the most money out that they could really use. You know,
so I'm just saying it took that money out of the economy.
Yeah, exactly.
So Donald Trump not playing the lotto, probably.
No, probably not.
All right, Hugh, thanks for the telephone call.
Good
Got to run. Thank you very
guys.
much. Appreciate it. And we'll have an open line hour. Tom, you got a trivia question over there? If you got one, we'll throw it out there. I'll tell you about today's editorial in the Star Banner on Silver Springs. And you thought you had a bad day? Well, you hear about Brian Reynolds, the guy from Lynn, Massachusetts. He had a horrible day. I'll tell you why. Coming up next right here on the Voice of Ocala.
1370 AM, 96.7 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
Hi, this is Buddy Martin. If you have an award or a trophy in your house, there's more than a good chance it came from BJ Trophies Gifts and Awards. At BJ Trophies, Floyd Hirschberger and his staff have a lot more than just trophies. Among the items they specialize in are donor recognition walls and trees, personalized or engraved gifts, cast bronze dedication plaques, wide format digital printing with posters, banners, and signs, and promotional products. Floyd is the official trophy and awards maker for the Voice of Ocala radio show and is North Central Florida's leader in custom recognition programs, corporate awards, industrial engraving, unique gifts, and advertising specialties. When Angie Lewis went shopping for something to award to the winners of her State Farm Good Neighbor Award, she shopped first at BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Check them out at 1735 Northeast Jacksonville Road on North Magnolia's Miracle Mile, or call them today at 352-732-2249. BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Trophies is just our middle name. Every day we hear another story about innovation or about cutting-edge technology taking place right here in Ocala. The power plant, IHMC, Ocala 489. Did you know that important medical research is also being conducted here that may impact hundreds of thousands of people in the country someday? Maybe you've heard the name Renstar, but like so many others, perhaps you didn't realize that Renstar Medical Research is one of the top facilities of its kind anywhere in the U.S. There are important research studies being conducted by a highly qualified team of medical experts at Renstar, impacting decisions of major pharmaceutical companies and bringing new drugs to market. And you can be a part of these studies, as so many local people have done and are currently doing. Renstar has conducted more than 500 studies since its inception and would like to extend the opportunity to you to be a part of these cutting-edge programs. Call 877-629-5800 or 352-629-5800 if you'd like to know more. Renstar Medical Research, locally owned and operated in beautiful downtown Ocala. Renstar, seeking tomorrow's answers to the health questions of today.
Hi, this is Tom Schmitz, the host of Buddy's Saturday Sports Page on WOCA. The Saturday Sports Page is your weekend destination for everything sports, from NASCAR to golf, baseball to boxing, and of course the best, most comprehensive football coverage on the radio. Also, you don't want to miss my weekly Are You Kidding Me rant? So join me and JJ LaSalva every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. for Buddy's Saturday Sports Page on WOCA, The Source.
We have Lena on the phone.
Hi, this is Lena with ABC Fredericks Appliance. We service all makes and models and warranty our work and our used appliances, from Maytag to Whirlpool, Crosley, and Speed Queen. So stop in at ABC Fredericks Appliance to see our showroom 1/8 of a mile from the tracks on County Road 25 in Bellevue, or call 347-2781. That's 347-2781. That's 1/8 of a mile from the tracks on County Road 25 in Bellevue. ABC Fredericks Appliance.
Great talking to you again, Lena. See you at ABC Fredericks Appliance.
Hello, I'm Mark Sears with Regency Printing. With over 10 years in the printing business, I know you'll find Regency Printing the place for all your local printing needs. Plus, I have fax services, mailbox rentals, notary service, U.S. mail, pack and ship, all at one convenient location, 2375 Northeast 25th Avenue. Just look for the yellow signs. Regency Printing, 789-6683. That's 789-6683. Regency Printing.
Hi, I'm Lisa Midget with Kinetic Motion Fitness, Ocala's premier small group and personal training fitness studio. Did you know you can achieve all your fitness goals, whether that's losing weight, getting fit, or training for a personal best, all with no membership fees? Have you ever been embarrassed or intimidated at a big gym because you're not a Greek god or a size 0 supermodel? Have you ever felt like your gym would rather you not even show up? At KMF, we have a team approach that focuses on small classes and personal training, and you'll feel like family, not just another number. No more boring treadmills or endless reps. Our classes are fun, energetic, and get you the results you want. And I should know, with the help of our great trainers, I lost over 100 pounds in 8 jean sizes, and I did it using no heavy equipment and no magic pills. Just fun and effective workouts. And yes, I did say fun. Come join us at KMF. Visit our website at kmfocala.com or like us on Facebook. Again, that was kmfocala.com.
This is JJ Lasov in the WOCA studios with this news update brought to you by the Country Club of Ocala. Winning tickets for the record Powerball jackpot worth more than $587 million were purchased in Arizona and Missouri. The jackpot swelled to $587.5 million, according to lottery official Sue Dooley. The two winners will split the jackpot, each getting $293.75 million. Cash payout is $192 million each. An additional 8,924,123 players won smaller prizes, according to Powerball's website. This news update was brought to you by the Country Club of Ocala. If you would like to schedule a special event at one of Ocala's premier facilities, call 352-237-6644 today.
Producer.
All right, welcome back to the program. If you listen to the show all week, you know we talked a lot about Silver Springs, which you do quite a lot on this program. Glad to see that Brad Rogers keeps pouring it on, and another good editorial today by Brad on Silver Springs and why it's important that we do something here, because this is our biggest and best hope to crank up an economic engine, and not only that, do the right thing by our environment. Take care of a beautiful place that's got a wonderful nature, got a wonderful beauty, and got a spiritual part of it that if you haven't experienced it, you can only experience it by being there. All the way back to the Native Americans, and they went there. It's almost like a holy place back in the day. And Silver Springs is so unique that it just needs to be preserved. If they never had any kind of park or any kind of business or any kind of public access to it, but the fact that it is an economic engine and one that could become a center for ecotourism, as we said so many times on this program, and it is a beautiful place which needs to be preserved, even doubly important why we do something about it, and we keep reminding you, the people, about the importance of getting something done. And it can be done without spending a whole bunch of tax dollars. It's not the answer. Not proposing that we throw money at it or we raise taxes or whatever. There are grants available. There's lots of money that's available out there for A, cleaning it up, and B, there's also developmental money, and people with a lot more knowledge about it than I have know this can be done, and the state can jump in the middle of it, and it has unbelievable potential. But the minute we start having private agendas get in the way and people start trying to take advantage of the situation and somehow or another fashion it in a way that would be beneficial to private interests without regard to the public and the state and and even the national parks, it is going to go south on us. So let's be real careful. And I want to read today's editorial part of it that Brad Rogers wrote. I'm just presuming Brad wrote it because he is editorial page editor and writes 90% of them. He says, Silver Springs is a centerpiece to a market, diverse and expanding outdoor playground to the world at times when ecotourism is ecotourism is virtually exploding globally. Finally, Silver Springs offers an important educational opportunity with 700 or so natural springs. 700, Tom, you know that? 700 or more natural springs.
700.
Most of them in the demise from the same threats that face Silver Springs. That's around Florida. How we go about rescuing and restoring the granddaddy of all the springs can serve as a blueprint for doing the same for others, from the Panhandle to South Florida, all 700. As the DEP has shown repeatedly, springs are big economic drivers and popular recreational spots in every community where they exist. So what do we want to happen to Silver Springs? The better question might be, where do we start? Well said, and his editorial went on to talk about earlier about the DEP meeting here, Florida Department of Environmental Regulation, actually. And they're going to be in town for the hearing. I'm not sure how it works. I'm going to find out when and where in the details. But anyway, it's important that voices be heard, and that's why we keep bringing it up on this program. That we've got to get behind this. We've got to let the government know that this is critical to our county and our state, and that it needs to have our full attention on it. So we'll keep you posted on that. All right, coming up a little bit here, we'll be talking to Allison Campbell. There's an event right across the street today for ARC, which Allison Campbell is attending, and it's over at Tom Ingram's Bank at Gateway, where we broadcast on Fridays. It's a fundraiser. We'll get a hold of Allison and find out what she's doing. Had a really interesting night last night and interviewing a couple here, locals here on the story I'm doing for Neighborhood Communications, Randy and Diana Briggs. Really interesting story about how they got together, how they basically traveled the world together. Randy wound up in Hawaii in the service and wound up being in charge of a golf course, like a general manager, and getting paid to do this. And he's in Hawaii. And I said, Josh, did you think you might stay there? He said, well, I loved it till it got to a point where it was running my feelings toward the game because it was work. 7 days a week I had to go out there. When I went to the play, I could never enjoy myself because there's always some general complaining about the golf course.
Certainly.
So he said, anyway, interesting topics of conversation with Randy. That story will appear in January, the Briggs family, and we'll tell you more about that a little later on. Also, I've seen more of these stories lately, JJ, about people getting run over by their own car or truck. Have you seen these?
It's like they're everywhere, isn't it?
Yeah, it seems like they're popping up. This is a story from Huffington Post. Says this guy can't catch a break, B-R-A-K-E, okay? This guy's from Lynn, Massachusetts, was issued a traffic citation after being run over by his own pickup truck. Now, that's bad enough, right?
I got friends that have done that.
Really?
Yeah, left it in gear, open the door, and, get out to do something. Next thing you know, boom, you're knocked out by your own door.
That's not good.
Yeah, it's not.
Usually alcohol involved and things like that happen, usually.
Might have been.
Yeah, I think it's chances. Police found Brian Reynolds, 40, lying injured and face down in the road after receiving reports of a car accident. Reynolds told the officers just as he was driving down a small hill in his 1987 Chevy, the brakes failed. He stuck out his leg.
Oh, man.
Hello? An attempt to stop the vehicle with his foot.
What was it going, 2 miles an hour?
Who knows? And when that failed, he attempted to run off the road and up an embankment. And then Reynolds fell out of the truck and it rolled over his left leg before barreling down the street into a fire hydrant, in addition to a possible leg injury. In case of road rash, Reynolds received a $35 citation for operating defective equipment. There you go.
So you got a ticket.
Wait, hello. You get a ticket because your brakes didn't work?
There you go.
Where's this story at?
Lynn, Massachusetts. This is on Huffington Post.
Producer.
This is Brian Reynolds runs over by his own truck.
I don't know what I would do if I'm just driving down the road and my brakes.
I've had a couple of times where I would stop to get the mail and realize it was still in gear.
Yeah.
And I realized I had to sort of halfway out the car and I'm jumping back in, trying to get in real fast.
I know what you're talking about, JJ. I'll give you a prime example of just the terror that goes through you. I had a 86 Toyota 4Runner. That was my baby. I'd done all kind of things to it. Well, a master cylinder went out on it. That's not something you see coming.
Ustream producer.
So it was parked at the in the parking lot of Mellow Mushroom. I was the general manager of Mellow Mushroom at the time. So I got in it that afternoon about 4:30, right there at 12th and University in Gainesville. And, buddy, you know, University is a busy road.
It is.
I whipped out of the parking lot. Right as I whipped out of the parking lot, the light changed red right there. So I pushed the brakes. They went to the floor because the master cylinder went out. So I'm rolling at about 15 miles an hour through traffic on University. You talking about scared? And I could have got T-boned or something. Luckily, people dove out of the way and all. So I get it over. I put it in. I threw it into gear. It shakes to a stop over there. I get out. Of course, the police show up. The guy says, "What's wrong?" I said, I don't know. I look under. You see just dripping out of it. I said, "My master cylinder's gone." He said, "It's a good thing I didn't see you do that. Run that red lighter. I'd have gave you a ticket."
There you go. Well, sometimes God looks after his fools and children. There you go. All right, we'll take a break. Come back. We'll talk to Allison Campbell next. She's a regular contributor here and a writer, by the way, for neighborhood newspaper or neighborhood magazines. And we'll talk to Allison coming up next right here on the Voice of Ocala.
1370 AM, 96.7 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
Hi, this is Buddy Martin. I want to tell you about a conversation I had recently with General Manager Pat Murray on the great family atmosphere at Country Club of Ocala.
It's a family-first club. Again, we have any number of different types of memberships, but obviously the one that attracts the greatest level of interest is our family. And the reason for that is we have a little something for everybody. I mean, we obviously have a world-class golf course. We have 7 tennis courts here for all levels of tennis players. We have a junior Olympic-sized swimming pool. We have a fitness center that's second to none, and we have state-of-the-art equipment in our fitness center.
Country Club of Ocala, where the facilities are all a family would ever need. For more information, call today at 352-237-6644. That's 352-237-6644. Country Club of Ocala, proud sponsor of Monday's Gator Report and Gator Talk Thursday right here on The Source.
Hello, I'm Dawn Lovell, lead event designer and owner at Party Time Rentals. Have you ever wondered what it takes to make an event spectacular? Well, look no further. It's what we do every day. Whether you're hosting an intimate dinner for 10 or a gala for thousands, at Party Time Rentals, we find just the right style and elegance to make your event a success. Our extensive inventory of the finest in chandeliers, tents, crystal, china, and specialty items is featured in our fabulous showroom. Stop by and say hello. It's a great way to get ideas for an event and experience for yourself how you can make your party time special.
Party Time Rentals, located on Southwest 10th Street, just off Route 200 in Ocala, and off Southwest 34th Street in Gainesville. For more information, call 352-629-8858. That's 352-629-8858. The party begins at Party Time.
Look who just walked in the room. Joel Wiesner from What's Up Ocala. Hey, Joel, I'm looking for something to do this weekend. You got any ideas?
Absolutely. Check out our event calendar online at www.whatsupocala.com, and there is plenty of events there for you. Daily news updates to event reviews and magazine articles.
Really?
We've organized it all in one place online for you to cut through all of the hassle of finding something to do this weekend. We have a daily event calendar, a bi-monthly magazine, and we also do daily news articles.
All right, Joel, that's perfect. Thanks so much.
Yeah. Whatsupocala.com.
Craving German food, but don't feel like going all the way to Germany? Well, now you don't have to. With the Schnitzel Factory conveniently located right here in Marion County, you can have schnitzel, sauerbraten, rouladen, Black Forest cake, and much more, all at the tips of your fingers. We also have a wide selection of German beer and wine. We are located on 14th Street Plaza. Our number is 433-2300. We're open Tuesdays through Saturdays, 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. Friend us on Facebook for more information on the Schnitzel Factory.
I'm getting the Christmas spirit.
It's that time of year again. Ocala First Assembly of God presents The Gospel According to Scrooge, a must-see tradition throughout our community during the Christmas season, starting Sunday, December 9th, and running through Wednesday, December 12th, with shows starting at 7 p.m. nightly. Experience a full-scale Broadway-type production that is sure to dazzle and entertain both young and old alike. Doors open at 6. For more information, call the church office, 351-1827. The Gospel According to Scrooge, only at the First Assembly of God.
Hi, I'm Lisa Midget with Kinetic Motion Fitness, Ocala's premier small group and personal training fitness studio. Did you know you can achieve all your fitness goals, whether that's losing weight, getting fit, or training for a personal best, all with no membership fees? Have you ever been embarrassed or intimidated at a big gym because you're not a Greek god or a size 0 supermodel? Have you ever felt like your gym would rather you not even show up? At KMF, we have a team approach that focuses on small classes and personal training, and you'll feel like family, not just another number. No more boring treadmills or endless reps. Our classes are fun, energetic, and get you the results you want. And I should know, with the help of our great trainers, I lost over 100 pounds in 8 jean sizes, and I did it using no heavy equipment and no magic pills, just fun and effective workouts. And yes, I did say fun. Come join us at KMF. Visit our website at kmfocala.com or like us on Facebook. Again, that was kmfocala.com.
Welcome back. Coming up in just a moment, we'll have tweets and quotes. And we'll get a little replay of what Jim Henningsen said yesterday about the $10,000 degree at College of Central Florida. But right now, we're going to go across the street. We're actually not going to go across the street. We're going to be here. We're by the miracle of electronics. We're going to talk to somebody across the street in the Gateway Bank. Allison Campbell from ARC, who's having a big event tonight, a fundraiser called Expressions?
Artistic.
Artistic Expressions. I'm sorry for fumbling that one. How are you, Allison?
I'm doing well, buddy. Thanks so much for having me on. We wanted to invite everybody to tonight's event.
Good, we'll do it.
Producer.
Yeah, we're having a great art opening. A lot of people aren't aware that the developmentally disabled clients at ARC Marion, some of them are actually very talented artists. And so we are fortunate that Gateway Bank is opening up their second floor exhibit area to our clients' art, and we will be having our grand opening or art exhibit, whatever you want to say, the opening of that this evening at 5:30 at Gateway Bank. And tickets will be $20 at the door, and that includes food and one drink ticket, live entertainment, auctions, as well as we'll have a couple of our clients there actually painting on display for folks. They'll be painting there live at the event.
Nice. Well, I would be there, except I committed to Helping Hands, and I got to go out there and help those people out at the thing tonight. But you have a good turnout, and the bank does a great job over there of opening the doors to the community, and I know you have a great event.
Yes, we're looking really forward to it. It's going to be the first time that actually we've partnered with Gateway, so hopefully it'll be the open door to things to come. Yeah. But again, it's tonight at 5:30 with $20 at the door at Gateway Bank. I hope everybody will come see Artistic Expressions showing the ARC Marion client artwork.
I'll go represent the radio show, buddy.
Well, thanks,
Are you going to buy a ticket,
I appreciate that.
I'll buy a ticket or something. I'll do something.
All right.
Well, hey, even if you don't buy a ticket, you could come and buy an item actually for sale. But even if you don't buy a ticket, tell them you know me. I might be able to pull some strings.
Yeah, I think you might.
She may be able to.
Now, you might be able to pull some strings up in Knoxville, too, which they need some help on.
Oh, my goodness, I know. I heard somebody stopped me in the parking lot today and said, I've heard a lot of Gruden talk. I'm like, don't even go there. We always get our hopes up. I'm not even getting my hopes up, but, I'm not sure if he would come out of retirement for us. I doubt he would. But
well, if people don't know, Allison Campbell is a diehard Vols fan, a football fan, and wrote a piece on ladies' fantasy league football for the upcoming issues of Neighborhood magazines, and it'll be appearing next week, and probably most of you will come in the mail, so watch for that. And she makes a guest appearance with us every now and then. I got a feeling we're due for one here soon with the playoffs going on, the SEC championship game being played. We'll check back with you next week and see what's going on.
Sounds good. Perfect, buddy. Thanks so much, and I'll see you in a little bit, Tom.
Yes, ma'am.
Good luck to you tonight.
Thanks.
All right, Allison Campbell.
So, see, I'll go represent the radio station.
Okay, you are. You just think there's some free food involved somehow, weren't you?
Is there free food?
They're having some hors d'oeuvres.
If there's free food, I'm definitely in.
There you go. Well, you got to pay to get in. But
I know, yeah.
So, all right. So let's crank up tweets and quotes and get that rolling today. Because the next hour we got Laurie Martin.
We're booked the next hour. We got like two women that are much better than we are.
Absolutely, no question about it. All right, tweets and quotes today. Some serious, some not. First one is a motivational tweet from Tweets to Motivate. It sometimes seems that intense desire creates not only its own opportunities, but its own talents. Eric Hoffer. Pretty good. Think about it. Again, it sometimes seems that the intense desire creates not only its own opportunities, but its own talents. Number 2, we talked about John F. Kennedy and his goal at going to the moon back in 1960. Here's a thought from the late president. Too often we enjoy the comfort of opinion without the discomfort of thoughts. And finally, a little levity from Stephen Colbert. Who else? The U.S. will start removing nickels and pennies from circulation in 2013. Outrageous. I thought Obama promised us more change. There you go. Leave it to Stephen.
You gotta love Colbert.
Yeah, he's for sure. All right, so yesterday we had Jim Henderson on. We talked about this. What do you think about this degree thing? You're an educated man. You have a master's. You think it's possible to put out to have a good degree for a 4-year program for $10,000?
I always thought that I paid a little too much for my master's degree. So, but in an education at Georgia Southern, I think when I went to school in education, an in-school student could go 4 years at Georgia Southern. And if you're just talking about just tuition and books, I think it was like $9,100, but that was 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I went and did some research where I went to school at Georgia Southern. It now costs a little over $16,000, so about $4,000, a little over $4,000 a year in just tuition and books.
Yeah. Yeah, and of course, for people not living here, it costs them for
right. That's just in-state students.
Yeah, JJ's been going out there now. He graduates what, JJ, December?
Correct, buddy.
And so you paid. What do you figure you paid over the last 2 years? Just roughly. This is for 2 years now.
2 years.
Paid more than $5,000
yesterday. Probably, more than $5,000.
Yeah. Okay. So, but this is only for certain programs now. Not every program has a 4-year degree.
I didn't go for a 4-year.
They only have one 4-year degree out there right now.
They're going to have 3 or 4. I'm going to have a couple. One might be in nursing and forget what else. But anyway. So yesterday, if we'll cue up that bite, we talked to Jim Henderson, the president, who, by the way, was on the dais with Governor Scott when he proposed this at Valencia College in Orlando. Or was it St. Pete? Where's Valencia College? It's in Orlando. I'm not sure where it was. Anyway, he accepted the governor's challenge, and some schools said they could do it. Among them was Jim Henderson of CF. He says he's still working on the details, but he says this can happen. And he endorsed it. And I think he said, eight colleges said they could do it. And we asked President Henderson about the whole idea, and here's what he said.
The way we are looking at putting a package together for students, it's a success package, we're going to call it, and we'll brand it something at some point in time. But if we can get students to take some credits as dual enrollment or AP while they're in high school, and we have a lot of students that choose to do that, those credits are college credits, and they're free. There's no cost to them at that stage. And that will give them a jump start on their program. And then once they get here, what we can do is we're looking at having a mixture of scholarship opportunities for these students. And in order to get that scholarship so that your degree is fixed at $10,000, we may require that you finish it in 3.5 years and that you stay continuously enrolled. We're going to look at what details will work best for the students and for us so that we can afford to do this. But I think it's going to work really well. It's going to help students get an access point and to a great degree where the average earnings of our graduates are anywhere from 45,000 plus folks out of this field. So that's something that we're excited about, and we're happy to help the governor with this. We had a great press conference down in Orlando. I was with 4 other presidents and the governor as we launched this.
All right, Jim Henderson, president of CF, and I agree. This whole thing with people getting ridiculously in debt with all the student loans, which are, in my mind, misleading. And it's free money.
You know how much I owe right now?
Well, I'd probably imagine it's $30,000 or $40,000.
I wish it was $30,000 or $40,000.
That much?
You know how much I owe right now because I'm in forbearance. Because it's tough out there, and so the interest gets put on the back of it right now.
Right.
Right now, I just got my statement in the mail 3 days ago. Right now, I owe $68,300.
Wow. And there are a lot of people who have a lot of debt. I know several have over 100,000. And it's this idea that it was free money that people say,
well, that's exactly how they sold it to us. In graduate school, when I went in the office of the financial aid office, I was like, so I need to pay for graduate school and everything. The GA budget wasn't doing it for me. What do I need to do? And the lady said, well, here, just sign it. And I was, a kid of 24 years old and still not a complete adult yet. I don't care what anybody says, not a complete adult yet.
Well, you're on one now, so
that's
how
what I'm
could you
saying.
be at 24?
And she said that you could get enough money from the government to pay for your housing, your books, this, plus your living expenses and everything. And I applied for everything I could apply for. And I started getting checks every semester for, after they took school out and everything, I was clearing about $4,200.
Yeah, good times. And
I was living the high life, having no idea.
Now, you did sign the paper and you asked for the money, so let's get that straight.
Oh, yeah,
your
no,
obligation.
I did.
But by the same token, I can't help but think, and I hate to use the word collusion, but there was something going on with the banks there encouraging kids to take money, and I blame them somewhat in this thing.
Now, don't get me wrong, I was lazy. It was easier for me to take that money than it was to go deliver pizzas or work here or there. I mean, I understand that. But they were offering massive amounts of money where you could live without having to work.
Yeah, well, now you have to pay the piper. So,
exactly.
So I'm for anything that brings the cost of education, as long as they can do it and still have quality education. So I think it's important.
Well, they sold it different to me, too. They were like, if you teach in North Carolina for so many years,
I know,
we'll excuse the debt. But there was a lot of people were sold a bill of goods a lot of times.
Well, things could be worse for you than that. You could have one of these deadly CRE bacteria things showing up. This is really a scary story. I'm not an alarmist, and I don't usually, I'm not a skies falling guy, and I don't think scaring people is my role. But this one story about the superbug up in Virginia, and a story about USA Today, talking about how these antibiotics are just failing, and these infections are tearing through people's body, and nothing can stop them. And it's been going on for a while now. Called the superbug. I'll tell you about it next after this timeout on the Voice of Ocala.
1370 AM, 96.7 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
If you're a high school graduate looking for something more, the U.S. Air Force wants to challenge you. We're looking for candidates for 2 intense career fields: parachute specialists to rescue airmen in distress and combat controllers. First there in Air Force operations to set up airfields and communications. To find out more, call Sergeant Gerald Strauss at 352-629-9112 or log on to www.airforce.com/special ops.
Hi, I'm Tom Ingram, CEO of Gateway Bank, inviting you to drop by our main office on Silver Springs Boulevard every Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. for the Community Gazette, a 3-hour show focusing on our favorite community to live and work, Ocala, Marion County. Come join us with the Voice of Ocala, Buddy Martin, in the new old-fashioned bank radio studio as we discuss a variety of interesting topics on the Community Gazette on WOCA The Source.
Requires bank approval on vehicle purchase at listed price. See dealer for details.
Experts predict this December is going to be crazy busy for car sales. We need to stock up now to prepare for the rush.
Hello, I'm Chris Spears from Prestige Auto Sales. I'm about to tell you about one of the biggest saving secrets of the season.
Cha-ching!
The early bird gets the deal this month if you'll trade in your old car early.
Even if you owe $2,000, $4,000, or $6,000 more than it's worth, you'll get up to $4,011 off based on the car you choose. Our For the People credit approval process works hard to get you approved.
That means even if you've been turned down before, you could be approved for a nicer, newer car today.
Be an early bird and save up to $4,011.
Shop early before the holiday rush and get a nicer, newer car earlier than you imagined and trade in your old car early.
Hurry, this special ends after we've helped 87 people.
I'm Chris Spears, and I'm a dealer for the people at Prestige Auto Sales in Ocala or Bellevue.
Or call 694-1234. See you at Prestige.
On the next AM Ocala Live, Robin and I will be speaking to John Land. He's an award-winning, best-selling author. His new book is called Pandora's Temple.
Open for debate, where both sides of one topic will be discussed.
And then Winging It with Brad Bursma and Josh Verdonk, telling you what it takes to become a pilot at Ocala Aviation Flight School.
Judith Sanders is a registered nurse, and she's written a book called In His Stead, A Father's War, an historical novel.
And then Karen Hill will be in the studio with us. She's the executive director of the Marion County Literacy Council. She's coming on to promote Saturday's 4th annual Kiss the Horse for Literacy fundraising event, and we're part of it.
Kevin McCarney is the inventor of the aluminum tortilla press. He'll be speaking about his book, The Secrets of Successful Communication, a simple guide to effective encounters in business.
And then William J. Baumel is coming on with Monty Malak. They're coming on to speak about the book, The Cost Disease, Why Computers Get Cheaper and Healthcare Doesn't. All of that plus Fun with Joe on the next AM Ocala Live right here on The Source, WOCA 96.7 FM.
1370 AM.
Habitat for Humanity is partnering up with the Bridge Assisted Living Facility for the 3rd annual Wreaths of Hope. On November 29th at 7 p.m., wreaths of all shapes and sizes will be auctioned off to benefit Habitat for Humanity's Project Patriot program. This program ensures that no veteran in Marion County will reside in substandard housing or suffer from quality of life issues related to housing. Now here's how you can help. You can donate a wreath, either bought or created, and of course bid on your favorite wreath on November 29th at the Bridge Assisted Living Facility, just off 27th Avenue, adjacent to Trinity High School. There will be entertainment, hors d'oeuvres, decorative festivities, and much, much more. So please make plans to attend the 3rd annual Wreaths of Hope and help support Habitat for Humanity of Marion County and all the veterans that have served so proudly to make this country free, as we continue to build homes, build hope, and build community.
Those were the happiest days of my life. Like a break in the battle was your part.
And we're back on the Voice of Ocala. Buddy had to step out for a minute, but he was talking about a USA Today article about the deadly CRE bacteria. Have you heard about this, JJ?
No idea.
Well, it's in Virginia. The doctors have tried one antibiotic after another, and it's not working. It's tore through in a matter of days. A middle-aged patient arrived at the University of Virginia Medical Center. The bacteria in his blood has fought off even what doctors consider drugs of last resort.
What is CRE?
They're trying to figure out what it is. They've named it CRE bacteria, but they're trying to figure out what it is. They got one of the hospital's infectious disease specialists says we don't even know what to offer the guy to try to help him. It's very alarming. It's the first time we've seen this resistance. The man died 3 months later, but the bacteria wasn't done. It struck again and again in the same hospital. It hit 4 years ago at UVA. It remains a threat, and it belongs to a once obscure family of drug-resistant bacteria that have stalked U.S. hospitals and nursing homes for over a decade. And the medical community is not well positioned to fight this. They've known about it now for a couple of years, and they still have nothing to combat it. The bacteria known as carbapenem-resistant enterobacteria, or CRE, there's why I was going to say CRE, is named for their ability to fight off antibiotics, the last line of defense in the medical toolbox. And so far, they have emerged almost exclusively in healthcare facilities, picking on the weakest patients. So it's something that's in hospitals and nursing homes, and it's killing people. They don't know how to fight it. None of the drugs they got work on it. That's a very scary situation.
Ustream producer.
When you have a virus that kills people and nobody knows how to fix it. That harkens back to the days of the Black Plague and all in the medieval times.
40% of Europe died.
That's scary.
So what are you trying to say?
Don't get
hospitalized.
Don't get hospitalized, JJ, because I ain't coming to see you, bro.
You know what's scarier? Getting someone's logo tattooed to your face who's running for president, and then they lose. You know this guy?
The guy, $15,000.
Eric Hastenberg.
He got
Right.
the Romney R tattooed on his face for $15,000.
It will be getting removed.
The laser removal is going to have to cost more than $15,000.
And if you've seen this tattoo, it's in color. It's massive. You're still going to be able to see. You know, when you see people that get, tattoos removed.
Think about the scar.
You still see it.
Think about the scar it's going to leave on his face.
Yeah. He said he had a change of heart. It's going to cost $98 per treatment.
And how many treatments?
15 sessions over a period of 6 months to a year.
So it's going to take
longer than usual because of the blue ink used in the.
So he's gonna clear. He made $15,000. It's going to cost him about $2,000 to get it taken off. $1,500, $2,000 to get it taken off. So he's going to make $13,000 for being an idiot. So that's what it costs. That's what you get paid to be an idiot now. $13,000.
I guess he thinks Romney was, this is quote, to be a sore loser about it. To me, I can't walk around representing that.
So, stream producer.
And he's going to have to pay.
So he said, I could deal with being part of a losing campaign, but to still stand behind Governor Romney while the positions he's taken post-election with the blame game instead. So he's getting it removed because he doesn't want to be representing
And
a
by the
loser.
way, he's not going to make $13,000 because he's going to have to pay taxes on that. So
$15,000, yeah.
But he's not going to. Yeah, but after the removal, it's about $13,000 he clears. But then he has to pay taxes. So the going rate for being an idiot in this country is about $7,500. Yeah. To be a complete idiot, it costs you about $7,500. Hey, coming up in the next hour, Lori Martin, Healthy Living. Also, Angie Lewis stops by with her Biz Buzz segment. Very interesting person she's bringing with her today. We'll try to find Buddy Martin. He's out here. He's wheeling and dealing. He's probably talking Silver Springs or Marion Theater. It was a very important phone call. It's the only reason Buddy would leave the airwaves. If it was something Miss Joni or something uber important. So stay tuned for the next hour, The Voice of Ocala, with Lori Martin Gregory's Healthy Living segment and Angie Lewis, her State Farm Agency Biz Buzz segment. All that next with The Voice of Ocala on 1370 AM, 96.7 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And State Farm agent Angie Lewis is always there, too, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. At the Angie Lewis State Farm Agency, they go far beyond any slogan. Angie wants to help you adjust your insurance needs as your life evolves, from everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. They want to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. Each week on The Voice of Ocala, they feature a Good Neighbor of the Week, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. They're also big sports fans and sponsor our weekly State Farm State of the State report, which highlights a different college sports program each week. The Angie Lewis Agency of Ocala is located at 1122 Northeast 36th Avenue, where visitors are always welcome and the coffee pot is always on. Call your Good Neighbor State Farm agent today, Angie Lewis, at 291-2444. If you need a sign or a banner for your yard or your business or your campaign, I'd recommend you go to Signs Unlimited at 318 South Magnolia in Ocala. Screen printing, embroidery, digital graphics. Do what I did when we needed signs for the Save the Marion Theater Group. Go see Vic Buttermore at Signs Unlimited if you want quality work with a fast turnaround from somebody who is deeply committed to his community and always ready to assist you. There's a reason Vic's slogan is, it's our business to make your business better. Sign up for Signs Unlimited. Call 732-7341 today.
Here in Florida, when you're looking to go to the beach, you've got hundreds of options. Theme parks, no shortage of options there either. But when it comes to home insurance, most companies have only one option. Allstate is different. Here in Florida, Allstate agents offer home insurance options from several companies, so they can help you get the coverage that's right for you. And they'll help you save on quality car insurance, too. For starters, safe drivers save 45% with Allstate. So before you settle for just one option, talk to someone with many home and car insurance options. Your local Allstate agent. Are you in good hands?
For more information, call the McDonald Agency at 352-622-2333 or visit us online at themcdonaldagency.com.
Allstate has no financial responsibility to you for any home insurance policy you purchase and would not be responsible for any claims. Allstate does not make any representations or accept liability related to operations of home insurance companies, including but not limited to their financial conditions. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Savings vary.
Habitat for Humanity is partnering up with the Bridge Assisted Living Facility for the third annual Wreaths of Hope. On November 29th at 7 p.m., wreaths of all shapes and sizes will be auctioned off to benefit Habitat for Humanity's Project Patriot program. This program ensures that no veteran in Marion County will reside in substandard housing or suffer from quality of life issues related to housing. Now here's how you can help. You can donate a wreath either bought or created, and of course bid on your favorite wreath on November 29th at the Bridge Assisted Living Facility just off 27th Avenue, adjacent to Trinity High School. There will be entertainment, hors d'oeuvres, decorative festivities, and much, much more. So please make plans to attend the third annual Wreaths of Hope and help support Habitat for Humanity of Marion County and all the veterans that have served so proudly to make this country free as we continue to build homes, build hope, and build community.
Legally Yours, brought to you by Fuller & Fuller Attorneys at Law. On the air every Wednesday morning at 10:30 a.m. with John Fuller, a board-certified civil trial lawyer for over 25 years. John welcomes your questions, from business to complex family matters to legal disputes. So tune in every Wednesday morning at 10:30 a.m. for Legally Yours with John Fuller, right here on WOCA 1370 AM and 96.7 FM, The Source.
Hi, this is Brad from Ocala Aviation. How would you like to have someone give you $4,000? Call me.
Brad, can't end the commercial that way.
Why not?
Because you have to tell them why you're giving away $4,000.
No, I don't. It's $4,000.
Yeah, I know, but for what?
Oh, I see. You mean like tell them it's for a flight scholarship that gives young people a chance to fulfill their dreams of becoming a pilot?
Yeah, something like that.
Nah, just give them the phone number. It's $4,000.
All right. What's the phone number?
352-861-7484.
Okay, that works.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Orders placed online, they were up to 4 times more likely to include extra toppings, which translated to nearly 10% more calories per pizza compared to all the other orders. The hottest surgical fix that's come as a result of our camera-ready technology is the chin implant. One of the oldest stereotypes about men is no longer true, because today, men tend to be the first to say, I love you, in relationships.
On the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
You're listening to WOCA News Talk 1370, Ocala's source for what's happening in today's hottest, up-to-date news and topics.
ABC News Now. I'm Daria Albinger. Getting a skateboard or inline skates for your kids this holiday season? The Consumer Product Safety Commission says you should also get a helmet or protective pants for the kids. The suggestion is part of the annual Dangerous Toys Report. Sign your ticket and put it in a safe place. That's the advice from the Arizona Lottery to winners of last night's huge Powerball jackpot. One of the tickets sold in that state, the other in Missouri. It looks like we haven't seen the last of the Twinkie. Hostess Brand says it's in talk with 110 potential buyers for the product lines that it makes, including Twinkies, Ding Dongs, and Ho-Hos. The suitors now include at least 5 national retailers. Most college students would tell you that 25 is the ideal age to get married, and most of their parents would prefer they delay that trip down the aisle. The results surprised the Brigham Young University professor who conducted the research. Most parents want their kids to get an education before they get hitched. This is ABC News.
Announcing our free holiday gift to you. We want to help guard your credit cards and personal identification with a holiday trial of Identity Guard. I'm Joe Mason, Senior Vice President of Identity Guard. During a time of year when credit card use is at its peak, helping protect your money, personal identity, and what you work hard for is my mission. That's why I want to give 1 million people a chance to try our gold standard identity and credit protection with a free trial just in time for the holidays.
I feel so much safer shopping online with protection from Identity Guard.
Identity Guard has a great reputation. They make protecting my credit so easy.
This trial is for you at a time of year when you need it most.
Go to IdentityGuard.com/power and try Identity Guard free for 30 days and get a credit checkup with your trial. Go in the next 90 minutes and receive Credit Power Secrets Revealed. No purchase necessary. Our gift to you, absolutely free. Go to IdentityGuard.com/power. That's IdentityGuard.com/power.
I'm just sick of all the amateur stuff, you know? I mean, like, if I'm paying top dollar, I want a little production value, you know? Like some editing, transition, something, some music.
Don't worry. We didn't leave you.
He's gone. He's not gone. That's the whole point. He's never gone.
Our bosses say we gotta stay.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
Bow to your sensei. Bow to your sensei. It's time for the second hour of The Voice of Ocala. Hoo-ah!
You ever come across anything like time travel?
Come on, stick around. It's free.
If you win, you win. If you lose, you still win.
All right, welcome back to the program, Voice of Ocala. Time for Healthy Living with Laurie Martin Gregory. And I know that, like the rest of us, we're trying to recuperate from overindulgence. And among the things we'll talk about today will be how to digest some of this food and how we can do a better job of it. Meanwhile, hi, Laurie. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Yes, we've made it through Thanksgiving now. Get ready for round two.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it seems
intermission before round two.
Mm-hmm.
The plethora of yummies.
We had some great food over the past weekend, for sure. Over the holiday weekend. It's terrific. And but you want to talk about something regarding the environment today, you said.
Yeah, I was just putting up the Christmas lights on our tree. And I had to, of course, you know, I don't know what happens in the Christmas box from January 2nd until Christmas of the next year, but somehow every year I plug in lights and almost every strand has like half of them out.
It's the light Grinch.
What's up with that? I mean, you put them away, they're all working, you take them out, half of them don't work.
Yeah, what do you think the people at Little Ben are doing in there in the box during the all season? They're kind of like, let's get this one. Okay, we wearing this string. Let her figure this out next year.
Yeah, or that, or maybe the light manufacturers have some sort of little time-released light bomb that goes off, so you have to buy more.
I don't think they're that smart. But, you know, it's like, there are things like, it's one of those mysteries of life, like, why do I have 3 blue socks all a different shape?
Right. It's a complete life mystery.
I don't know.
I don't know, but every year I have to go buy more lights. I don't know what the deal is. So anyway,
They just evaporate or what?
I don't know. Something happens. So I'm putting up my lights, and I do have some lights that are still good from last year, or actually 2 years ago, because we didn't really do a tree last year. And I'm always intrigued with the concept of the environment and toxins and how our environment affects us, because a lot of times people will have chronic symptoms, and granted, hands down, without a doubt, 90+% of the time, it's something internal, and almost always there's a digestive imbalance. You know, there's so much about health that's connected to the gut. So. But sometimes there are toxins in our environment that can cause some health issues, some very serious health issues. And over the past couple decades, mold, we've become much more aware of mold and its impact on our environment and our health. So I'm always intrigued to, learn about different environmental factors. Well, I'm putting on these string of lights. Now, this is a string that I had from California.
Ah, that's the reason.
Now, I know everyone makes fun of California, and I used to live we like to say, as the comedian Gallagher says in California, what's not fruits and nuts is flakes, right?
Yep,
and I used to make fun of Californians too until I lived there for 10 years, and then I started to appreciate some of the high maintenance awarenesses, for lack of a better term, that Californians can have. And so I noticed on my string of lights, and this is just your basic run-of-the-mill Christmas lights that you buy at the drugstore, nothing fancy. There's a disclaimer tag, Prop 65 warning. Now, I did just buy some lights today in Florida, but my lights from California say, handling of coded electrical wiring of this product exposes you to lead, a chemical known to the state of California to cause cancer, birth defects, and other reproductive harm. Wash hands after use. Very interesting. So I bought a string of lights today in Florida, no such warning. So that's a little environmental tidbit for you that you won't find on your Florida purchase lights. But just be aware that there is lead on these lights, and once you string them up, you probably shouldn't let your kids chew on them in general, but even more reason not to, and just be aware. So things in the environment are about, and you should be aware of what's in your house and what's in your stuff. And if you have any chronic symptoms, take a look around your environment and see if there's something affecting you.
JJ told me earlier he puts this in a wash machine before he puts them on his Christmas tree and gets them all cleaned up. Right, JJ? You say that?
And then you can't figure out what it is.
I don't remember saying that.
Yeah, you say that? Okay, it must have been Tom.
Well, there was actually a similar article in HuffPost this week about stuffing in sofas and another issue. So you can't count on everyone else to monitor what's in your home. You have to just think for yourself.
All I want to know is, why is it at every day at a certain time I sneeze?
Every day at this time?
A certain time. No. There's a certain time in the morning, about 8:30, I have 4 or 5 sneezes. I don't know why.
What have you just done? Is it right after coffee?
Well, not where I am. No, not necessarily. It's we're not where I am.
Well, you ought to document that, and document what you do up until when that sneezing happens, and find out what it is. Maybe it's something you're eating, or something that's blooming, or
I think it's just a blooming thing. I think it's just something that this time of year, you have mold spores and things like that.
Could be.
Usually the cold weather kills them off pretty good.
It could be coffee.
No, it's not related to coffee, because sometimes I don't have coffee, I still sneeze. So
every day at the same time.
Pretty much, Yeah.
What time is that?
8:30, something like that.
8:30 a.m. Or p.m. also.
A.m. No, just a.m.
Okay, interesting.
Anyway, just those little mysteries. It's like the Grinch in the Christmas tree box. It's like the sock drawer where you always, how can you keep losing one sock? It's one of the mysteries of life. Sometimes you have to say, I don't know. I haven't got time to figure this out.
Maybe, but there is, in Ayurveda we talk a lot about cause and effect, and there is cause and effect to everything. So there is a reason for everything. The question is it important enough to you to find out the answer?
Wait a minute. You mean if you drive a car 120 miles an hour long enough, you'll eventually have a wreck? I think I taught you that when you were about 6 years old.
Maybe. Cause and effect is very important.
There you go. Well, I know one thing. If you eat the wrong stuff, you have digestive problems.
That's for sure.
And that's what we're going to talk about next. What's good to eat and what's not good to eat with Laurie Martin Gregory. We come back on the Voice of Ocala. You say the frequency.
1370 AM, 96.7 FM. Streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
But wait a minute. You have to also remember it's going to be 96.3 coming up on December 9th. Just that little note.
I didn't get that memo.
I know. I'm giving it to you now.
96.3.
Come back after this time. Yeah.
Okay.
Soon.
This is a
It's Saturday morning football season. Time to kick it off with some great food and one of your favorite beverages. But where to go? Well, try Brunch on Broadway. Check out Football Saturdays at Pie on Broadway every week at 10 a.m. for the perfect blend of football, food, and fun. At Pie on Broadway in downtown Ocala, we'll get you ready for all the big games with the live broadcast of Buddy Martin's Saturday Sports page on WOCA AM and FM. Saturdays are also good days to stroll around beautiful downtown Ocala. Head to the farm market on the square and then enjoy Brunch on Broadway just in time to watch ESPN's Game Day on one of our TVs. Of course, Pie is also a great place to dine for lunch and dinner the rest of the week, too. But Football Saturday at Pie on Broadway is special. Pie on Broadway, where you get to the college spirit with Brunch on Broadway as your pre-kickoff menu.
Hi, I'm Dr. Terry Compton, inviting you to join us on the Voice of Ocala to discuss a painful subject, pain, not a one-size-fits-all pain, because pain is very personal and comes in all forms. That's why we need to talk about where you're hurting, and we can find out why. Then I can recommend ways to help deal with it, whether it's physical pain, emotional pain, the psychological pain of loss, or the pain of physical injury. And when we define your pain, we can begin looking for ways to treat it. Did you know that a lack of vitamin C can cause severely excruciating pain? So listen to my new show, Dr. Terry, on the first Friday of each month, live from Gateway Bank at 3:30. We're all in this together. There's a better way of living. Let me help you find it on the Dr. Terry Show.
Tune in and join Dr. Terry the first Friday of each month right here on The Source.
Hi,
I'm Pat Murray, General Manager of the Country Club of Ocala, inviting you to pay me a visit at the finest country club in North Central Florida. Come see why our members and friends embrace the Country Club of Ocala as a beautiful, serene place for those with active lifestyles. We have it all, from our Blue Ribbon Golf Course to our superb facilities. When you want to enjoy golf, tennis, swimming, fitness, or dine on cuisine that is second to none in North Central Florida, the Country Club of Ocala is where you'll want to be. So call me, Pat Murray, at 237-6644.
On the next AM Ocala Live, Robin and I will be speaking to John Land. He's an award-winning, best-selling author. His new book is called Pandora's Temple.
Open for debate, where both sides of one topic will be discussed.
And then Winging It with Brad Bursma and Josh Furdonk, telling you what it takes to become a pilot at Ocala Aviation Flight School.
Judith Sanders is a registered nurse, and she's written a book called In His Stead, A Father's War, an historical novel.
And then Karen Hill will be in the studio with us. She's the executive director of the Marion County Literacy Council. She's coming on to promote Saturday's 4th annual Kiss the Horse for Literacy fundraising event, and we're part of it.
Kevin McCarney is the inventor of the aluminum tortilla press. He'll be speaking about his book, The Secrets of Successful Communication, a simple guide to effective encounters in business.
And then William J. Baumel is coming on with Monty Malak. They're coming on to speak about the book, The Cost Disease, Why Computers Get Cheaper and Healthcare Doesn't. All of that plus Fun with Joe on the next AM Ocala Live right here on The Source, WOCA 96.7 FM.
1370 AM.
Habitat for Humanity is partnering up with the Bridge Assisted Living Facility for the 3rd annual Wreaths of Hope. On November 29th at 7 p.m., wreaths of all shapes and sizes will be auctioned off to benefit Habitat for Humanity's Project Patriot program. This program ensures that no veteran in Marion County will reside in substandard housing or suffer from quality of life issues related to housing. Now here's how you can help. You can donate a wreath either bought or created, and of course bid on your favorite wreath on November 29th at the Bridge Assisted Living Facility, just off 27th Avenue, adjacent to Trinity High School. There will be entertainment, hors d'oeuvres, decorative festivities, and much, much more. So please make plans to attend the 3rd annual Wreaths of Hope and help support Habitat for Humanity of Marion County and all the veterans that have served so proudly to make this country free, as we continue to build homes, build hope, and build community.
This is JJ Lassum in the WOCA studios with this news update brought to you by the Angie Lewis State Farm Agency. President Obama and Mitt Romney met face-to-face today for the first time since the election, breaking bread at the White House as talks over the looming fiscal cliff appeared to be faltering on Capitol Hill. The lunch between former rivals, served in private dining room in the West Wing, lasted just over an hour. The men plan to smooth things over after a bruising campaign away from the glare of cameras and reporters. This news update was brought to you by the Angie Lewis State Farm Agency. Join Angie today with her Biz Buzz.
Welcome back to Healthy Living. Laurie, Martin, Gregory. Tom had a story. I had to take a break. I had to take a phone call off the air about the superbug. You hear about these things from time to time, but USA Today did a long story about it today. I just took a little clip from it and mentioned that up in Virginia, University of Virginia Medical Center, they're having a difficulty finding an antibiotic that will treat this bug, which, as we talked about, pretty soon your body becomes, immune to antibiotics because when you take so many of them, it doesn't work anymore. And the superbug apparently hit up there 4 years ago, and according to USA Today, remains a threat. Belongs to a once obscure family of drug-resistant bacteria that stalked U.S. hospitals and nursing homes for over a decade. Now it's attacking in hundreds of those institutions.
This is a demonstration of Ustream
it's a fight the medical community is not well positioned to win. There's a long name for the bacteria. I can't pronounce it. Carbapenem resistant. That's something.
CRE.
CRE they're referred to. And so I know you've read about these things, and it's a little scary, isn't it?
No.
Okay, why?
Because there's always going to be an avian flu. There's always going to be an HRN1. There's always going to be some, super scary microbe out there.
This
and
is a demonstration
if you
Ustream producer.
maintain an awareness on consciously cultivating your immunity, you're not going to fall prey to these things. And, there's one every year or so. And it's really nothing but an opportunity to think about how could you become vulnerable. Well, antibiotic resistance is a really big deal. And you can take antibiotics consciously. You get a prescription from your doctor. And a lot of people, as soon as they get sick, they run to their doctor and get a Z-Pak. And often, if it's a viral issue, it does no good to take an antibiotic, but people take them anyway. So, that's a conscious way. That's a way that you would knowingly get antibiotics, and that could contribute to your antibiotic resistance. But what you might not know is that there are ways that you can be exposed to antibiotics without being aware, unless you know. Like your water. If you're not drinking filtered water, then antibiotics that are used in farming and in raising cattle and chickens and livestock.
You don't mean bottled water, you mean filtered water.
Well, I try not to drink bottled water unless I'm in a position where my only alternative is tap water, and then I'll drink bottled water. But you see, what do I have today? I have a glass bottle that I fill up at my tap because I have a high-quality filter in my home. It's the best possible water you can drink.
I have one of those too, by the way. Oh, wait a minute, you gave it to me.
That's right. But it leaves the good stuff in, the minerals, but it takes out the bad stuff. And if you're not hip to what could be in your water, you should look into it. One of the bad things is antibiotics in the groundwater that is runoff from agriculture.
Yeah, that's well known around here, especially.
And a lot
of nitrates and things like that.
If you don't think this is a real situation, this is a perfect example. These people didn't realize that they were really resistant to antibiotics until they needed them, and they didn't work. So it's not something that you know is a problem until it's a problem, and then it's too late. So you want to be mindful of what you can do to promote strong immunity and to preserve your body's ability to fight off whatever is out there. Was the latest trend in micro superbugs.
One of those things would be to eat right.
One of them is your water. Make sure to minimize your resistance to antibiotics. Make sure you have a high quality filter that filters out antibiotic runoff and hormones. And the second thing is eat meat that is hormone and antibiotic and steroid free. Because if you're eating feedlot meat that's raised en masse in mass production, I guarantee you're eating food that has been injected with hormones to increase the productivity and to speed up the time in which it becomes ripe for harvest. You're getting steroids, you're getting antibiotics, you're getting hormones. All of these things are FDA accepted, approved practices for raising quote-unquote food in our country. So those are two ways that you might be exposing yourself and your family to antibiotics, therefore increasing your resistance without even knowing it.
All right, so let's talk about the next 6 minutes, the best and worst foods for digestion. This from the website WebMD, I believe it was. And it talks about some good things and some bad things. I'll let you weigh in on these. They give you the half and half. Number one, fruits and vegetables.
And this is the best and worst foods for digestion, right?
Correct.
Okay, and this is right up my alley because digestion is so important, and we just don't think about it.
It says 27 points for this. This is a high one. So fruits and I've heard you say a number of times, critical to get fruits and vegetables fresh.
Right.
And particularly off the vine if you can get them.
Well, yeah, sure. I mean, even when you cook, like I'll cook a roasted turkey breast that I'll use for sandwiches. Of course, it's the healthy, natural, Greenwise is a great brand locally that actually is free of all these additives, supposedly. But even keeping meat on the bone after it's cooked will keep it fresher longer, so it will maintain more nutrients. So it's nice to cook like a chicken breast or a turkey breast, leave it in the fridge, and just slice it off the bone as you're going to use it. So and of course having a garden, grow food, not lawns. This is my new favorite Facebook page. But the more you can pick something fresh, even when you buy the tomato, it still has the vine on it, and you just take it off the vine. That's another great way to keep it as fresh as you can. But in general, if you can get 5 fruits or vegetables a day, that is a great way to up your intake of nutrients and fiber. So if you're doing 5 fruits and vegetables a day and then some psyllium at night, you're going to get plenty of fiber. It's going to be great.
Let's zip through these so we can get through the list. It's going to take a little bit here. We've got about 5 minutes to go. This is one you're going to kind of have mixed opinions about. This is whole grains. This is whole grain foods, including brown rice and wheat, also contain lots of fiber. There's a picture here of whole wheat, mixed grain. And I know you're not big on wheat. I know that.
Well, no, but there's a good way to eat wheat and there's a bad way to eat wheat, and more people are becoming gluten intolerant. So one way that you can up the nutritional value of your grains is to soak them. I've talked about this on several other shows. Phytates are in grains. They prevent your body from absorbing minerals, including iron. So one way that you can increase your body's absorption of vitamins is to soak your grains. Just Google soaking grains. Just Google that. You'll see a ton of articles on how to do that, and it actually helps pre-digest gluten for those who are gluten
soak your
insensitive.
grains. Let's go to bananas, which are a very good one for digestion.
Yeah, bananas are great. They're loaded with potassium, and they're one of the few fruits that don't feed candida and bad bacteria. So when I do a candida cleanse for a client, bananas is one of the food that you can eat. It's very good.
We talked about water. This is just another one saying water is great for digestion as well as just quenching your
thirst.
thirst.
As long as you have no ice. There's an old Chinese saying, nothing grows in ice and snow.
Well, I like ice.
So ice is, what do they give you when you sit down to a restaurant? First thing, a glass of ice water. It kills your digestion. So take the ice out.
All right, here's one I know you like a lot, and I do too.
Mm-hmm.
Ginger.
Ginger's great. It's great.
And then, of course, you also got turmeric and peppermint and whatever, but ginger seems to be very popular.
Ginger aids in digestion tremendously. Have yourself a cup of ginger tea after a meal. It will really help you digest your food if you are have a precursor to bad digestion like we do.
Now, you are big on this. I've always been, but it has to be the right kind. That's yogurt.
Well, I'm a fan of probiotic, which is in yogurt. A lot of people eat yogurt thinking they're getting probiotic.
Not the one with sugar and stuff in it.
Yogurt is not good to eat, period, because it's made of milk, and your body is going to have such a mucus reaction to the yogurt. It's going to prevent you from absorbing the nutrients, and it's also going to prevent you from cultivating from those good bacteria that are in the yogurt actually adhering to the small intestine. The best thing to do is take a good probiotic supplement and skip the yogurt.
It says here, best probiotic containing foods like yogurt. So you're saying, couldn't you have a yogurt with probiotic in it?
No, because yogurt is made of milk, and milk will cause an extreme mucoid reaction.
You're just anti-milk on that one.
Yeah,
okay, here's one. Prebiotic containing foods like asparagus and oats.
Yeah, I had not heard that one before, I have to say.
It contains a type of fiber. Probiotics feed off to multiply, so it's good food for your good bacteria.
I like that. That sounds good.
You're big on good bacteria, I know.
I am, and that's great. So asparagus and oats, but soak your oats. Get the steel cut and soak them before it pre-digest is what the soaking does.
Also found in asparagus, onions, lentils, and whole grains.
Sure.
You make good lentil soup. All right, here's one that's worst. Spicy foods. I do love some spicy food.
That depends on the person. Now, if you have high fire and you already are suffering from increased heartburn, spicy foods could agitate that. But if you're, what we would say in Ayurveda, if you're very kapha, which means that you have a lot more water and mucus in your system, spicy foods would be helpful. So that just depends on the person.
All right, not for people who been up all night pounding beer.
Not for people who...
I'm sorry.
And if you're suffering from...
I didn't mean anybody in this room. I was just thinking about people.
If you're suffering
JJ's
from...
not listening to
I know,
right
JJ's
now.
zoning. It's okay.
All right.
But if you're already suffering from acid reflux or heartburn, then that would be a mistake.
Another bad one on your hit list, caffeine. I know you hate it.
It's just so horrible for you.
Acidic foods like soda.
Yeah.
You don't like that one?
No, well, sodas leach your body of any kind of carbonated beverage is going to leach calcium out of your body. It's not a good thing.
And, of course, who doesn't love bacon? But it says worst foods and high in saturated fat. And this is a bad one, but boy, bacon is so good.
And if you eat your 5 fruits and vegetables and take your psyllium at night, then you can have bacon and you'll be okay.
All right. And alcohol, not good.
No, not good for digestion.
Yeah, that old thing, people say, well, have 2 drinks a night, it'll be better for you. That's so questionable, whether that's their wives' tale or something put up with the liquor.
Well, it just turns to sugar, so you just have to be mindful.
If some people can tolerate it better, and they say if you can have one and you tolerate, then maybe it does help you digest.
Well, you just have to be mindful that it's taking withdrawals out of your healthy digestion account, and just be aware of that.
And then food, we talked about dairy, that's already on your hit list there. And then here's one that says, what does it say? Pan pizza?
Oh no! How to understand basic digestion?
Oh, okay, that's the video. Okay, all right. There's a list for you of some things that you should know about, and of course during the holidays we all violated most of those, and we're paying for it now. So take a little psyllium and a probiotic and whatever you want to do.
And eat your fruits and vegetables. Try to get 5 a day. It's not as hard as you might think. If you eat something like millet, which is phenomenal grain, soak it the night before, eat millet, eat a cut-up orange, a cut-up apple, a cut-up banana with your millet in the morning, you've already got 3 of your 5 right there.
Laurie Martin Gregory.
Not difficult.
On your website, LaurieMartinGregory.com. Any good recipes on there?
Occasionally.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, but it's not my... It's more just helping folks with chronic symptoms.
If you come up with something tasty for the holidays, let us know. We'll make sure people read it.
My favorite go-to is nourishedkitchen.com.
Okay.
My gal Jenny does
nourishedkitchen.com.
Free recipes, all in nutrient-dense format. Phenomenal. Great website.
Great. Thank you, Laurie. Laurie Martin Gregory. She's with us every Thursday at this time, right here on the Voice of Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.7 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Here in Florida, when you're looking to go to the beach, you've got hundreds of options. Theme parks, no shortage of options there either. But when it comes to home insurance, most companies have only one option. Allstate is different. Here in Florida, Allstate agents offer home insurance options from several companies, so they can help you get the coverage that's right for you. And they'll help you save on quality car insurance, too. For starters, safe drivers save 45% with Allstate. So before you settle for just one option, talk to someone with many home and car insurance options. Your local Allstate agent. Are you in good hands?
For more information, call the McDonald Agency at 352-622-2333 or visit us online at themcdonaldagency.com.
Allstate has no financial responsibility to you for any home insurance policy you purchase and would not be responsible for any claims. Allstate does not make any representations or accept liability related to operations of home insurance companies, including but not limited to their financial conditions. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Savings vary.
Requires bank approval on vehicle purchase at listed price. See dealer for details.
Experts predict this December is going to be crazy busy for car sales. We need to stock up now to prepare for the rush.
Hello, I'm Chris Spears from Prestige Auto Sales. I'm about to tell you about one of the biggest saving secrets of the season.
Cha-ching!
The early bird gets the deal this month if you'll trade in your old car early.
Even if you owe $2,000, $4,000, or $6,000 more than it's worth, you'll get up to $4,011 off based on the car you choose. Our For the People credit approval process works hard to get you approved.
That means even if you've been turned down before, you could be approved for a nicer, newer car today.
Be an early bird and save up to $4,011.
Shop early before the holiday rush and get a nicer, newer car earlier than you imagined and trade in your old car early.
Hurry, this special ends after we've helped 87 people.
I'm Chris Spears, and I'm a dealer for the people at Prestige Auto Sales in Ocala or Bellevue.
Or call 694-1234. See you at Prestige.
This is Wendy and Will of Dex Imaging. By now, you might be tired of hearing us talk about Dex. So instead of us telling you how much Dex can save you on your copier costs and how we can help your office be more efficient, we thought we'd let Judy tell you.
Hi, I'm Judy, the office manager of Graper Facial Institute here in Gainesville. We operate 8 medical offices, so I was looking for a document management system that would copy, scan, print, and share documents among all of our locations, but something that was within our budget. Dex Imaging recommended a Kyocera with their Index solution. It's been amazing. This machine does everything we need it to, including a direct scan into our current electronic medical record software. Dex even trained us on how to use it. Dex has been a tremendous help in making our practice and my job more efficient.
Thanks, Judy. And remember, call Dex Imaging today for a free workflow analysis to find out how you can save 20 to 30% on your copying and document management needs, just like Graper Facial Institute. Dex Imaging, 352-224-1816. That's 224-1816.
You've got a garden and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source, 1370 a.m. and the new 96.7 FM.
Stay informed on everything going on in the villages with the Village Spectator newspaper. The Village Spectator is exclusively devoted to the villages with news, commentary, and more. And yes, they have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask is that you tell them where you heard about them. Call Tom's Picks at 804-1223 and pick up your copy of the Village Spectator today.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
Hey, this is Eric Harley.
And I'm Gary McNamara from Red Eye Radio.
And while the other stations may be playing reruns overnight, we know that the news doesn't sleep.
And neither do we. So we're here with you live from 2 till 6 a.m. every weekday.
Right here on WOCA, 1370 AM and 96.7 FM. The Source.
WOCA.
This might be called Ladies' Day. We had Allison Campbell in the first hour, Laurie Martin Gregory in Healthy Living, and now the usual time we have this person, Angie Lewis from Angie Lewis State Farm Agency, who's a regular here now on the program, and it's great to have you, Angie, and I hope you had a great Thanksgiving.
I did. It's always good to see you too,
JJ's going to see if we can get his microphone turned on. Maybe it's all.
Oh, there we go. Can you hear me?
No.
Not very often people say they can't hear me.
What's going on with your hand, buddy?
I'm trying, but I think it's dead. Let's pull that mic over right here real fast, Angie, until we get this squared away, all right? Pull that one up. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
What an entrance.
Hey, we were just talking about my great entrances.
Almost as good as the one you had at Harry's. Got you how long ago that was?
That's been over a year ago.
Yeah.
You know what? Even more than that, because that was when we were doing the Cars Downtown event. So that was when the Cars 2 movie came out. So that's been quite a while ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you had Lori and Allison Campbell.
Yeah.
Two of my favorite people.
Yeah.
Both incredible women.
What a triumvirate we have there with you three strong, powerful women who are all successful.
Yes, that's right.
Good to have
those who understand hockey, we could call that a hat trick.
Yes, you could. Certainly could. And good for you. I forgot about your exposure to hockey when you lived up in the Midwest. I always think of you as being from Ocala. But a home place that you did, in fact, adopt, according to the story I read about you, which is coming out in the Southeast issue of Neighbors, with you and Clint on the cover. Nice looking family, you and your two kids. So very nice. As if you need another picture in a local publication, but nonetheless, I always say Angie Lewis, the most overexposed person in Ocala, but you know what? She deserves every bit of it. So, I love you.
It's just, it's all because of you. I'm following your coattails here.
Sure, it's me. How come I haven't been able to get it for myself if that's the case?
That's because you're always a giver. You don't get in the spotlight. You make sure everybody else does.
Yeah, it's good to have you back. And,
Thank you.
And I know you got a special guest today. And tell me about your holiday plans. And, you and Clint going to stay in town? Are you going up Midwest or what?
No, we are staying in town. Our son Jake will be joining us.
Mm-hmm.
He had to make the trip to Illinois for the job that he took there. And so he's going to be able to come home for the holidays. So we're so excited about that. So we're just going to have the four of us here. And then we'll get together with some friends and things over the holidays. So I'm looking forward to it.
I want to ask you, and Angie will continue and probably in a more expanded role after the first of the year, hopefully. But I want to ask you about professional woman balancing their day. I mean, my mother was, matter of fact, she was president of the Business and Professional Women back in the day. She worked, supported the family, and of course she raised two kids. But I don't even know how she did that. But the balancing act between being a professional woman and having to do that, you have to be a multitasker.
I guess you do, but I kind of am a little embarrassed because our guest today has seen the inside of my closet.
And so we're gonna, you mean he didn't fix closets too? He does everything else. I was leading up to Jeff in a minute to talk about it.
But when you're saying that, all I can think of, I can't really talk about how organized I am, and with Jeff sitting right here when he's actually seen, buddy, it just kind of comes down to prioritizing and, I try to, and this is something I'm really working on for 2013 too, is being very intentional about the things that I do and calendaring out my week and, just making sure that you do leave time. It's okay to say no to some things, and I've struggled with that a little bit, but making sure that you are leaving time for your family and the things that are important as well, and your health. That's one of the things I got to get back into doing, is actually calendaring in my workouts to make sure that I stick to them and do them. So I think it's just kind of being intentional and focused, and I'm working on it still myself, so I'm learning from a lot of others, and so I think those are things that we're always.
We're going to get somebody here to give you a little help in case you need someone to go to the airport or do some things
that's
done.
Right.
Whatever. But before we do that, I was just going to say, one more thing about calendars.
Yes.
The best moments in life are ones that are not scripted.
Now that is true, and I've kind of got that work hard, play hard philosophy. So nothing's more fun than those spur of the moment.
You do enjoy
things.
yourself.
I
that's
do.
For sure. Let's swing that microphone back over to Jeff real fast. See if we can get that over to him and introduce. I'll let you introduce Jeff. Go ahead.
I'm happy to.
Still not working, JJ.
Okay, that's all right. We'll just share.
Share.
Happy to bring in actually a friend and someone that I've worked with closely in business and who has I've used his services. So the best referral comes when you've actually used somebody and you're able to recommend them to others. But Jeff Fusco, welcome, Jeff.
Oh, thank you very much, Angie.
We're happy to have you, Jeff. I'm going to let you dig into it a little bit more, but just as an introduction, going into the holidays, Jeff has a business called Jeff's Services. Buddy, if you're not familiar, I mean, they are true concierge services from everything from picking up people from the airport. He just remodeled my bathroom, which was not pretty. It was a pink 1980 whatever, and he's come in, he's made it a beautiful modern day bathroom. But what I thought we should focus on with going into the holiday season are all the things that you can do to help people enjoy the holiday so they're not stressed out when they're planning for parties and stuff. Jeff, do you care to share a little bit of some of the services that you guys provide?
What we try to do for our customers and new customers are for the holidays, we can install Christmas lights, we can do airport runs. If you have a party or a bunch of people coming to your house or an event, we can take the stress off of the family and the person that's actually having the party by going grocery shopping for them or picking up tuxedos and running them out to Golden Ocala or wherever they need to go. We can also just be there to help clean up after the party, or let people into the house if the person or customer of ours is very busy. We can just be there to let the plumber in or the electrician in or something like that.
So even if you are having a holiday party, even as a greeter at the door, is that something that you guys... I know that sometimes I get busy talking and then I'm not able to go greet every guest that comes in the door.
We can greet at the door. We can also just kind of be that extra person there and just keep checking in with you periodically. Just make sure everything that you need is taken care of and all your guests are taken care of. We're just the extra hand for you, basically.
How much notice do you need? Can you do radio shows, by the way? Just in case we need to fill in one day?
Yeah, we need somebody to throw this mic out the window.
That's right.
We know, buddy, we could probably make that happen for you. Yeah. We try not to say no to our customers. We don't say no to our customers ever. And, it's worked out pretty good for us so far.
Now, you have the ability to say in 24 hours, 48 hours. Depends on the day,
It really depends on each job and what it is and our schedule. But I usually I definitely get back with everybody within an hour or by the end of the day. And we try to make it, if it's something they need, I'll move stuff around if I need to, and we just make it happen for our customers. Usually it's something that they need right away, so I just leave whatever I'm doing and take care of it. Make sure everybody's taken care of equally, but there are some things that need more attention than others.
Angie, as opposed to you, he does not say no. Yeah. He can't say no, right?
No, he can't. And when you look at this these are just, he's got his brochure here with just kind of a list of all the things that they do, but way above and beyond the things that are listed on here. Like Jeff said, if you mention, well, how about this? Would you do this? I think Jeff would say, yeah. And if they don't know how to do it, they'll find someone who does and come in and get it done.
We're in BNI, so we have a great list of other
demonstration of Ustream producer.
Other people that we can refer, and we do it very often. And all those people are top notch and just provide a great service as well. If we can't do something like pulling a permit or something like that, so
here, these are some topics that are very popular right now. Install lights, clean windows. You can do decorations of Christmas trees.
Yes, we do. Mm-hmm.
Now, there are a lot of people who are like Angie, stressed out because they're doing too much, and they're thinking, how am I ever going to get this all done? The folks are coming to town next week. I haven't got the tree up. So you say, help, call Jeff. 427-5804. He can get my tree decorated, right?
Yes, sir. We can also pick up and deliver the tree for you as well.
And pick up the in-laws, too. If you
yes, we can pick up the in-laws. We can basically take all the hard work out of the holidays for you.
All right, so go ahead.
I was just going to say, if you think about all that list of items or that honey-do list, Jeff's kind of that guy who actually swoops in and takes care of it and gets all those things done, which makes for a happier marriage, too, I would say.
Yeah, I see Jim Duke and his wife Pam, but obviously you've done some things for them. We know, of course, the Dukes. And, just give us a ballpark. I mean, people say, yeah, I'd like to do that, but I don't have $1 million to do this with. Give me what's a reasonable amount of money to pay for a service?
We're right around the $50 an hour mark.
Okay.
Some jobs are more, but we try to stay right around there, and every job is different. That's the hard part for me, is pricing everything, but every job is different, and also the
well, it depends. I can speak for myself on
the urgency of it.
That too. If it's going to be quick, but how detailed it is, because I know the work that you guys did for us. We started off with a small project. What he did? Okay, buddy, I had...
Tell all right here.
Yeah, the house that we bought when we moved here is built in '86. And I've only seen this in Florida. Two things. Formica in a home and not... But I had this pink tile that it looked like Barbie's bathroom. And Jeff came in, and I said, you know what? We don't know if we're going to stay long-term in this house. Can you just paint this and make it look better so to help
paint the tile?
Help us sell it?
Yeah, we went with one idea and totally ended up raising the ceiling and doing all this other stuff that we totally didn't plan on. It went from one job to a completely different job, and we just transitioned to it, like it was planned the whole time. So,
but it didn't bust my budget either. I had an amount that I wanted to stay in, which is why I was thinking the quick fix with painting the tile. And I love how Jeff was so professional and said, we'll do that if you want to, but let me share some other things that might even help increase the value of your home and would really be an eye catcher for resale. So he did that, and he worked within my budget to do it, and it looks phenomenal. So
the number to call if I need, and I would imagine you're very busy in the holidays. Am I correct?
We stay pretty busy. We're getting the phone's ringing off the hook actually.
Yeah, so the number 352 area if you're outside 427-5804. What are some of the more unusual jobs that you've done?
Well, we've buried family pets.
Okay,
that's pretty unusual.
But that's I can understand that. Some people just don't have. It's a painful experience for people who don't want to do it.
We've kind of done like a mini escort service almost. We've taken ladies to balls and stuff like that.
Well, look at him, buddy. I can see people want to do
I just see a guy now.
I took
that's for you.
I took a lady to a Seder once. That was kind of
interesting. Oh, that is interesting, though. I've been to a Seder. They're pretty interesting.
Yeah. And I know sometimes we escort people to football games and stuff like that, too, and that's a lot of fun. So.
Yeah, where do I do that?
Well, you're about to lose JJ. JJ's signing up.
JJ, do you ever have anybody who needs someone to come over and drink beer and watch football? JJ's available, so he'll be able to call JJ. All right, so how long ago did you start this business, Jeff?
I started about 8 years ago, and we've been running pretty strong ever since. Yeah, it's been great. We get asked to do some crazy things. We really do. We really, really do.
All right,
we'll take a grocery shopping thing.
That's a good thing.
I know.
All right, make your wish for this out, Angie, of things that you need. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll finish up the hour here with Angie Lewis, Angie Lewis State Farm Agency, and Jeff Fusco. We're telling you about all the things you can get with Jeff's services right here on the Voice of Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.7 FM, WOCA, The Source. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And State Farm agent Angie Lewis is always there, too, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. At the Angie Lewis State Farm Agency, they go far beyond any slogan. Angie wants to help you adjust your insurance needs as your life evolves, from everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. They want to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. Each week on The Voice of Ocala, they feature feature a Good Neighbor of the Week, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. They're also big sports fans and sponsor our weekly State Farm State of the State report, which highlights a different college sports program each week. The Angie Lewis Agency of Ocala is located at 1122 Northeast 36th Avenue, where visitors are always welcome and the coffee pot is always on. Call your Good Neighbor State Farm agent today, Angie Lewis, at 291-2444. Hi, this is Buddy Martin. If you have an award or a trophy in your house, there's more than a good chance it came from BJ Trophies Gifts and Awards. At BJ Trophies, Floyd Hirschberger and his staff have a lot more than just trophies. Among the items they specialize in are donor recognition walls and trees, personalized or engraved gifts, cast bronze dedication plaques, wide format digital printing with posters, banners, and signs, and promotional products. Floyd is the official trophy and awards maker for the Voice of Ocala radio show and is North Central Florida's leader in custom recognition programs, corporate awards, industrial engraving, unique gifts, and advertising specialties. When Angie Lewis went shopping for something to award to the winners of her State Farm Good Neighbor Award, she shopped first at BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Check them out at 1735 Northeast Jacksonville Road on North Magnolia's Miracle Mile, or call them today at 352-732-2249. BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Trophies is just our middle name.
Ooh-wee, honey, something smells real bad. And take a look at what's happening in the yard. What a mess. Guess it's time to have our septic tank pumped and our drain field checked. That must be why our toilets are gurgling. Call Mike Scott Plumbing. Get information on new septic systems, drain fields, and lift stations. They have the knowledge, material, and ability to handle any situation you have with your septic system. Call 866-314-4443 today for a free quote. And get Mike Scott Plumbing to handle your septic needs. Mike Scott Plumbing. If water runs through it, we do it.
Habitat for Humanity is partnering up with the Bridge Assisted Living Facility for the 3rd annual Wreaths of Hope. On November 29th at 7 p.m., wreaths of all shapes and sizes will be auctioned off to benefit Habitat for Humanity's Project Patriot program. This program ensures that no veteran in Marion County will reside in substandard housing or suffer from quality of life issues related to housing. Now here's how you can help. You can donate a wreath either bought or created, and of course bid on your favorite wreath on November 29th at the Bridge Assisted Living Facility, just off 27th Avenue, adjacent to Trinity High School. There will be entertainment, hors d'oeuvres, decorative festivities, and much, much more. So please make plans to attend the 3rd annual Wreaths of Hope and help support Habitat for Humanity of Marion County and all the veterans that have served so proudly to make this country free, as we continue to build homes, build hope, and build community.
Stay informed on everything going on in the villages with the Village Spectator newspaper. The Village Spectator is exclusively devoted to the villages with news, commentary, and more. And yes, they have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask is that you tell them where you heard about them. Call Tom's Picks at 804-1223 and pick up your copy of the Village Spectator today.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
In the spotlight, losing my religion, trying to keep up you, and I don't know.
All right, so I just figured out Jeff Fusco, he's like having a good neighbor next to you. Who, you know, when you say, out of sugar, I need a little help, and whatever. All right, Angie, you're planning a party or a wedding or something. What are the key points for you? Need someone to take off of your shoulders.
Well, and that's why I didn't even know that. We just learned at break that you really help people who are going through a wedding. What kind of things do you do in weddings?
Well, for weddings, we do lots of errands for them. We help them get set up and prepped and ready for their weddings. We could even set up the tables if need be. We can get ice or shuttle people around. We just did a wedding for Paula King, and she had a bunch of events before, pre-wedding events for everybody at the wedding, and we had to run people out to Denellen to the river and to polo club and stuff like that, and we made all that happen for her, and she didn't even have to think about it. She just gave me a list of where everybody needed to be, and boom, it was done. So.
You know what, buddy? When you're working with Jeff, and one of the things I think comes across here is, and what he's talking about with all the services that they provide at Jeff Services, is he really does seem to care about making sure that whatever it's doing, whether it is helping someone with the wedding, fixing an appliance or whatever, but that the person is really satisfied and he's taking care of them. Are you getting that feeling?
Well, I mean, you'd have to like it, or you couldn't stand it. If you go nuts, I mean, if you didn't enjoy it, you would be, go crazy running errands for people. But if you're fulfilling somebody's wishes and helping them have a better party or a wedding or whatever, you feel good about what you're doing, I would think that'd be part of your reward. Am I right, Jeff?
Yeah, it's a very rewarding business that I started, and it's kind of a luxury, but it's just a lot of joy out of seeing everybody be very happy with us helping them out.
Little details and things. How did you start this? That's what I want to know.
We actually started it. I was working at one of the country clubs in town, and people just started asking us to clean cars and move boxes and different things like that. And we progressed into cutting grass and hedge trimming and stuff like that. And then we moved on to parties, and we just kept not saying no, and we just kept growing and growing and growing.
I mean, I know you've done irrigation systems, and
we have.
All so just beyond the scope. I mean, so many. It's not even listed in their brochure, buddy. Just a ton of things I've heard they said. But okay, so Jeff with Jeff Services, going into the holiday season, because that's where we're going. Let's close out with talking about how is it that you can help people who are out there that are stressing out, or they're trying to prepare their parties. What is a reason why someone should call you?
They should call us if they're not really sure, if they haven't had a lot of parties. We've got a lot of experience. We can help them out so they don't spend a bunch of extra money where they don't have to necessarily with renting a bunch of unnecessary things, or using the stuff in their homes instead of having to rent a bunch of tables or chairs or anything like that, using those effectively so we don't have to go out and rent stuff. We could also bring in lighting guys if they need some lasers or something like that to make a nice ambiance around their pool area or to light up the front of their house. It's truly endless how we can help them out. Honestly, anything they ask, we can make it happen.
So it's kind of a full service deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you need done, Jeff's going to try to do it for you. So good luck, and again, it's Jeff Services. You can call the number at 352-427-5804. You heard us read off some of the lists of things, and he'll be off the program and available at your service in about 2 or 3 minutes. So thanks for coming on the program, and good luck on your. I guess you're the super concierge.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I like it.
That's it. That's correct.
So it's good luck with that. I know the holiday's going to be busy. Have a great holiday while you're at it, too.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks, Angie.
Thank you,
all right, Angie Lewis, what's next for you?
What's next for me?
Yeah.
From
you got
here,
some kind of event going on? You always got something.
Well, actually, tonight I'm headed downtown. I've got we're doing a girls downtown event. We're just going to go down and enjoy the lights and the food and hit a lot of the areas downtown. Ocala.
So Clint's not involved.
He's not invited. Tonight's his volunteer night. He'll be volunteering.
Right. He does a great job on his volunteer stuff. All right. Thanks, Angie. See you next week. All right, coming up in the sports section, Buddy Martin Sports Page. Next, we'll talk to John Adams, one of the most informed sports writers. He'll talk about Tennessee's coaching situation. CF coach Tim Ryan will also call us from New York. We'll round it up with Franz Beer talking about Gator basketball, Gator football right here on the Voice of Ocala. Stay tuned to 1370 AM, 96.7 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Indiana town, had a good-looking mom who never was around, but she grew up tall and she grew up right with them Indiana boys on an Indiana night.
Every day we hear another story about innovation or about cutting-edge technology taking place right here in Ocala. The power plant, IHMC, Ocala 489. Did you know that important medical research is also being conducted here that may impact hundreds of thousands of people in the country someday? Maybe you've heard the name Renstar, but like so many others, perhaps you didn't realize that Renstar Medical Research is one of the top facilities of its kind anywhere in the U.S. There are important research studies being conducted by a highly qualified team of medical experts experts at Renstar, impacting decisions of major pharmaceutical companies and bringing new drugs to market. And you can be a part of these studies, as so many local people have done and are currently doing. Renstar has conducted more than 500 studies since its inception and would like to extend the opportunity to you to be a part of these cutting-edge programs. Call 877-629-5800 or 352-629-5800 if you'd like to know more. Renstar Medical Research, locally owned and operated in beautiful downtown Ocala. Renstar, seeking tomorrow's answers to the health questions of today.
Hello, I'm Dawn Lovell, lead event designer and owner at Party Time Rentals. Have you ever wondered what it takes to make an event spectacular? Well, look no further. It's what we do every day. Whether you're hosting an intimate dinner for 10 or a gala for thousands, at Party Time Rentals, we find just the right style and elegance to make your event a success. Our extensive inventory of the finest in chandeliers, tents, crystal, china, and specialty items is featured in our fabulous showroom. Stop by and say hello. It's a great way to get ideas for an event and experience for yourself how you can make your party time special.
Party Time Rentals, located on Southwest 10th Street, just off Route 200 in Ocala, and off Southwest 34th Street in Gainesville. For more information, call 352-629-8858. That's 352-629-8858. The party begins at Party Time. Hi, this is Tom Schmitz, the host of Buddy's Saturday Sports Page on WOCA. The Saturday Sports Page is your weekend destination for everything sports, from NASCAR to golf, baseball to boxing, and of course the best, most comprehensive football coverage on the radio. Also, you don't want to miss my weekly Are You Kidding Me rant? So join me and JJ LaSalva every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. for Buddy's Saturday Sports Page on WOCA, The Source.
Tune in weekly to the Financial Safari and get that common sense approach to financial and retirement planning.
I mean, I like to have guarantees instead of hoping and praying when we're talking about retirement. The person who has you in the risk account doesn't want you to know about it. If you try to do everything yourself, you don't have a team behind you giving you the advice, but more importantly, telling you what's wrong. Just stop doing bad things in your portfolio could take the worry out of living in retirement.
The Financial Safari with Coach Pete D'Aruda and local trusted advisor Jean Ann Durrell. Saturday mornings at 9 on WOCA, The Source.
Habitat for Humanity is partnering up with the Bridge Assisted Living Facility for the third annual Wreaths of Hope. On November 29th at 7 p.m., wreaths of all shapes and sizes will be auctioned off to benefit Habitat for Humanity's Project Patriot program. This program ensures that no veteran in Marion County will reside in substandard housing or suffer from quality of life issues related to housing. Now here's how you can help. You can donate a wreath, either bought or created, and of course bid on your favorite wreath on November 29th at the Bridge Assisted Living Facility, just off 27th Avenue, adjacent to Trinity High School. There will be entertainment, hors d'oeuvres, decorative festivities, and much, much more. So please make plans to attend the third annual Wreaths of Hope and help support Habitat for Humanity of Marion County and all the veterans that have served so proudly to make this country free as we continue to build homes, build hope, and build community.
It's Saturday morning football season. Time to kick it off with some great food and one of your favorite beverages. But where to go? Well, try Brunch on Broadway. Check out Football Saturdays at Pie on Broadway every week at 10 a.m. for the perfect blend of football, food, and fun. At Pie on Broadway in downtown Ocala, we'll get you ready for all the big games with a live broadcast of Buddy Martin's Saturday Sports Page on WOCA AM and FM. Saturdays are also good days to stroll around beautiful downtown Ocala. Head to the farm market on the square and then enjoy Brunch on Broadway just in time to watch ESPN's Game Day on one of our TVs. Of course, Pie is also a great place to dine for lunch and dinner the rest of the week, too. But Football Saturday at Pie on Broadway is special. Pie on Broadway, where you get to the college spirit with Brunch on Broadway as your pre-kickoff menu.
A Ustream producer.
You're listening to WOCA News Talk 1370, Ocala's source for what's happening in today's hottest, up-to-date news and topics.
Albinger, a baby's chance of being obese in childhood may be predicted by using a simple formula. The journal PLOS1 says it combines several common risk factors. Childhood obesity can lead to many health problems, including type 2 diabetes and heart disease. The recession may have been a factor in family planning. The U.S. birth rate dropped last year to the lowest level on record. 63 babies were born to every 1,000 women of childbearing age. Two convenience stores, one near Kansas City, another not far from Phoenix, where the two $587 million Powerball tickets were sold. The winners could each get a lump sum payment of $192 million before taxes. Lindsay Lohan is facing new criminal charges in California and New York, just hours after she was arrested by New York City police, who say she hit a woman during an argument at a club. Lohan was charged by prosecutors in California with lying to police and reckless driving. This is ABC News.
It was like any other night. You locked the doors, turned off the lights, and went to bed. When suddenly, it strikes. The dreaded late-night low battery chirp.
Not again!
And the nightmare. Eliminate low battery chirps for good with Kidda worry-free smoke alarms. The sealed-in lithium battery lasts 10 years, and each is designed to help you choose the right alarm for the right location in your home. Rest easy with Kidda's worry-free smoke alarms. Available at the Home Depot. Visit worryfreealarm.com.
Dear Honda, thanks for giving my boyfriend Jake a great deal during your Happy Honda Days sales event. He said it's the perfect time to get a new Civic. It could be because the dealers are giving great deals on new Civics, but I think it means he's ready to pop the question. Plus, with the money he saved, I'm thinking giant rock. Love, Shelly Evans, Nay Brown.
More happiness with every Honda during the Happy Honda Day sales event. Now's the time. Great deal like 0.9% APR financing for well-qualified buyers on the 2012 Civic. Visit your Honda dealer today. See dealer for financing details.
This is
How much time? 30 seconds. I'm on right now. I don't believe you.
Okay. Enough kidding around.
Ho, 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 ho.
And now it's time for the Buddy Martin Sports Page.
He actually had me stay here last night in his gym.
It's like I don't fit in. It's like I don't belong here.
Let's go talk to a couple of guys that never gamble.
Oh, see, I made Lewis a bet here. See, Lewis bet me that we couldn't both get rich and put you on the poorhouse at the same time. He didn't think we could do it.
Gambling is illegal at Bushwood, sir, and I never slice.
And now, here's Buddy.
Time for Buddy Martin Sports Page here on the voice of Ocala. We're going to have music down a little bit. We'll be able to get started here. Tom Spence along with Buddy, and JJ has left the building. So we will feature a couple of pretty good guests this hour. One of them is for all you SEC fans who'd like to know what's happening in places like Tennessee and maybe even Auburn. John Adams, who's kind of a semi-regular guest on this program from the Knoxville News Sentinel. Formerly worked in Jacksonville many years ago, but John tells it like it is, and he's going to tell us what's happening up in Knoxville as the Vols continue to look for a coach. He'll give us the real skinny on whether or not Gruden is in the picture, not in the picture, whether Charlie Strong's in the picture, what have you. I do have a little information on the Strong situation. There's no question that they have tried to contact Strong from my sources at Louisville, but I think they got deferred to the athletic director. So when Charlie said he did not interview for the job, he didn't interview for the job. But they certainly, Auburn has in fact asked, I think, permission to talk to Charlie. I think he's been told, I'm pretty sure, wait till tonight's game is over. Because this is the biggest game in Charlie Strong's career. Tonight, whenever Louisville plays, tomorrow night, when Louisville plays, tonight or tomorrow night? Tonight, yeah, tonight.
I picked Rutgers. I took Rutgers.
Right, tonight is the night. I keep thinking this is Friday, but it's Thursday. And tonight's the night, and if he wins this game, this is his biggest win for him as a coach. And that makes the price of poker go up a little bit for Charlie Strong. So he's a guy, of course, spent many years here at Florida, coached under everybody from Charlie Pell to Steve Spurrier to you name it.
He was here forever.
I got it in the book, but I think he coached for 5 or 6 head coaches at Florida because he left and came back, and I can get the information out, but I know he was there with Pell, He might have spent a year with Dickey, but I don't know. I got to go back and look. I know he was there, of course, with Spurrier, and of course he's there with Urban Meyer. He's there with Zook. So we'll have to. But anyway, Charlie doing quite well up in Louisville. Louisville, of course, now joining the ACC and gets the big bucks. So that changes things for him. And Charlie's salary is not really commensurate with what other successful coaches have been getting. I think it's probably in the neighborhood of 1.5 to 1.7 million. That's about half, if that, of any successful coach in a big-time program. And, of course, the big boys make $5 million. So, anyway, we'll know more about that after tonight's game. And if he wins, he's got leverage. And I think my good sources tell me he wants to stay at Louisville, but if Auburn and Tennessee come calling and they got the checkbook out, what are you going to do?
Stream producer.
I think, and this is just my complete opinion, no factual basis for this, but I hope that we've advanced far enough into the 21st century that race would not be an issue. But I get the feeling this is more of a we need to interview an African American than it is that we actually want an African American.
I'd like to think that wasn't the case, but
I would like to think so too. But
I know this is I can tell you this. I know a little bit about the situation with Auburn, and that is not the case with Auburn. I can tell you that for sure. It's genuine, and they're reaching out, and they have a real interest in him. Of course, there's a lot of controversy over Auburn. I read a long piece today, and I'll tell you about the people up in Auburn who are really split about this Petrino thing. There's a long story which I read today, sent to me by a friend about the president of the university, and they've appointed Pat Sullivan and Bo Jackson. That's kind of a screening committee.
Pretty good screening committee.
Yeah, I'd say. If you need a first down, especially. But there's a deep division among Auburn fans themselves as to how far they'll go to fix the problems. And do they create more problems by bringing Petrino? Now, there's a school of thought there at Toomer's Corner, where the writer went from the Birmingham News, that says that they're taking on more problems than they're going to be able to handle. One of the quotes that they said, a key supporter of the program who was talked to about the situation, said about how bad it is. The wheels are off all right, but if you look at the wagon, it's sunk in quicksand. So the wheels are off, and it's not good. And these are Auburn fans talking, by the way. So
that's pretty bad when you say it's lost the wheels and it's sunk in quicksand.
And of course, they're facing more probation. So it's a bad situation. Tennessee's bad enough, but this is really bad. So, and of course, they're still paying for the sins of Lane Kiffin in Knoxville. So, two programs that really are taking a hit. So, but according to the story I read is that, obviously they have made up their mind, and the guys who will help them shape that opinion will be two former greats, two Heisman Trophy winners. So, pretty good company. All right.
Let's JJ, I'd be remiss if I didn't bring this up last night. And, big basketball game tonight, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
University of Florida playing Marquette. Huge game. Right. Did you see last night? University of Miami, who going into last night's game against Michigan State were 4-1, that were 3-1. Their only loss was to our good friend Tom James' team, Florida Gulf Coast.
Mm-hmm.
Huge win last night at home against number 13 Michigan State.
Mm-hmm.
Big win for the Hurricanes.
I watched a little bit of that Duke-Ohio State game. I know you don't like Duke, but Duke battled back, and Ohio State was taking it to them. So, and how about your little UNC team? You didn't talk much about.
I stopped watching it when they went down 30.
Sure,
when they were down 30 points, I was like,
disowned that powder blue all of a sudden.
Oh, no. I'm still a powder blue fan. I'm still but Indiana whooped them.
Wow.
Put it on them.
I mean, the Big Ten's pretty strong this year.
Let me tell you, I don't know how strong the Big Ten is, but Indiana's worthy of a number one ranking. I stopped watching it when they went up by 30 on North Carolina.
Yeah. All right, so we don't have time for everything on the agenda, but we're going to take a break. But first, I want to give you a sports tweet. And I looked at this at first, I thought this is kind of a vanilla and really not that big a deal. But after I thought about who said it, and I thought about the meaning of it, I thought, he's right on. This is from Jack Nicklaus. People only do their best at things they truly enjoy. And that's so true.
That is very true.
It's such a simple truth that you tend to say, yeah, okay, right. But it is true. They only do the best if you really, really are motivated and you enjoy it. So the Bear would know a little something about that. obviously love the game of golf. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll hook up with Tim Ryan, if his phone's working up in New York, and see what's happening on Doc with his Patriots tonight up in New York after this timeout on Buddy Sports Page.
1370 AM, 96.7 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
Every day we hear another story about innovation or about cutting-edge technology taking place right here in Ocala. The power plant, IHMC, Ocala 489. Did you know that important medical research is also being conducted here that may impact hundreds of thousands of people in the country someday? Maybe you've heard the name Renstar, but like so many others, perhaps you didn't realize that Renstar Medical Research is one of the top facilities of its kind anywhere in the U.S. There are important research studies being conducted by a highly qualified team of medical experts at Renstar, impacting decisions of major pharmaceutical companies and bringing new drugs to market. And you can be a part of these studies, as so many local people have done and are currently doing. Renstar has conducted more than 500 studies since its inception and would like to extend the opportunity to you to be a part of these cutting-edge programs. Call 877-629-5800 or 352-629-5800 if you'd like to know more. Renstar Medical Research, locally owned and operated in beautiful downtown Ocala. Renstar, seeking tomorrow's answers to the health questions of today.
Hi, I'm Tom Ingram, CEO of Gateway Bank, inviting you to drop by our main office on Silver Springs Boulevard every Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. for the Community Gazette, a 3-hour show focusing on our favorite community to live and work, Ocala, Marion County. Come join us with the voice of Ocala, Buddy Martin, in the new old-fashioned bank radio studio as we discuss a variety of interesting topics on the Community Gazette on WOCA, The Source.
It's Saturday morning football season. Time to kick it off with some great food and one of your favorite beverages. But where to go? Well, try Brunch on Broadway. Check out Football Saturdays at Pie on Broadway every week at 10 a.m. for the perfect blend of football, food, and fun. At Pie on Broadway in downtown Ocala, we'll get you ready for all the big games, the live broadcasts of Buddy Martin's Saturday Sports Page on WOCA AM and FM. Saturdays are also good days to stroll around beautiful downtown Ocala. Head to the farm market on the square, and then enjoy Brunch on Broadway just in time to watch ESPN's Game Day on one of our TVs. Of course, Pie is also a great place to dine for lunch and dinner the rest of the week, too. But Football Saturday at Pie on Broadway is special. Pie on Broadway, where you get to the college spirit with Brunch on Broadway as your pre-kickoff menu.
This is James Snyder inviting you to join me each Sunday morning at 9:30 for Sunday Joy, right here on WOCA 1370.
Habitat for Humanity is partnering up with the Bridge Assisted Living Facility for the 3rd annual Wreaths of Hope. On November 29th at 7 p.m., wreaths of all shapes and sizes will be auctioned off to benefit Habitat for Humanity's Project Patriot program. This program ensures that no veteran in Marion County will reside in substandard housing or suffer from quality of life issues related to housing. Now here's how you can help. You can donate a wreath, either bought or created, and of course bid on your favorite wreath on November 29th at the Bridge Assisted Living Facility, just off 27th Avenue, adjacent to Trinity High School. There will be entertainment, hors d'oeuvres, decorative festivities, and much, much more. So please make plans to attend the 3rd annual Wreaths of Hope and help support Habitat for Humanity of Marion County and all the veterans that have served so proudly to make this country free, as we continue to build homes, build hope, and build community.
Do you wonder why you continue to experience pain? Is your daily routine affected by your body telling you that it hurts? Let us explain why this may be happening to you. Every Wednesday at 11 a.m. on the Head to Toe Care Show, this is Dr. Riyad Fakuri, board-certified chiropractic orthopedist at the Fakuri Medical and Chiropractic Center, available to serve you and answer any questions that you may have. Again, that's on the Head to Toe Care Show every Wednesday at 11 a.m. on WOCA The Source, 1370 a.m. and 96.7 FM.
In Clark, we trust.
Hi, this is Clark Howard. I'm so excited to be on in Ocala, where I visit twice a year because I have relatives in Ocala, and it's great that my show is on every evening at 6 p.m. right here on WOCA, The Source.
There'll be peace when you are done. Lay your weary head to rest.
Don't you cry no more.
All right, welcome back to the program. It's pretty chilly outside. I imagine a little chillier where Coach Tim Ryan is. I don't think I've ever been to Monroe, New York. I've been a lot of places in New York, but I'm not sure where that is. And let's go up there right now and talk to the head coach of the CF Patriots and see, Coach, where is Monroe, New York?
Actually, it's there is a town called Monroe, New York. We're playing Monroe College in New Rochelle, New York.
Oh, you're in New Rochelle. That I know. It's Westchester County. Used to live there.
Right,
yeah,
exactly. And I think there's a town called Monroe that's in Westchester also.
Well, I didn't know that. I lived in Westchester several years and never knew that. But anyway, it's a little basketball going on tonight. And is this a tournament now, right?
Yes, it is. It's a classic. We already, who we're playing is already set.
Right.
But it is there's about, I think there's 6 teams up here to play.
So it's kind of like old home week for you a little bit, although you're more down from the Brooklyn side of things, right?
Yeah, from Queens, right? But I do have some family coming up to the game, so that'll be fun.
Yeah. Well, your ball club in good shape and everything okay, and everybody physically all right. What do you expect out of your team tonight?
Well, it's going to be a tough game. We actually got when we went to shoot around today at 12 o'clock, they kind of pulled us. Switch things up on us. We were supposed to play Westchester County tonight in our opening game, and we found out today, and that's what we've been preparing for the last couple of days. And we got here, and they told us that we had to play Monroe tonight. And Monroe is a very good team. They're the host team. They've been in the top 25 consistently for the last 5 years. They've had finished number 3 in the country, I think, 2 years ago. They got a 6'9" kid that's going to University of Ohio. They have a 6'2" kid that just came out of just came out of Pittsburgh, transferred from Pittsburgh last year. So they're loaded, and it'll be a tough game tonight.
All right. So these are all community colleges, or are they small colleges too?
No, they're all community colleges.
Okay.
They're all community colleges.
And so you got 6 teams, and maybe a few scouts there. You think?
Oh yeah. Tonight I've been getting calls from a number of coaches in this area. We have. Like I know Iona will be here tonight, Hofstra, St. Bonaventure will be here. I'm trying to think who. St. Francis, New York will be here tomorrow and Saturday.
This is a demonstration of Ustream
there's a couple of others I can't think off the top of my head.
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of people don't know that Iona was Jimmy Valvano's job at one time.
That's correct.
Yeah.
That's correct. He was. He had, I think, Jeff Rulin played for him then.
He started, and I was there at that time. I remember all the issues about the recruiting of Jeff Rulin back in those days, and the fact that it was a controversy involving Jeff. But Valvano got his start, and he was obviously just as colorful then as he was later. And of course, this is a good time to remember Jimmy V with the cancer tournament going on and everything else. And he sure had a profound impact on basketball, didn't he?
Absolutely. He's a great coach. Tremendous personality, promoted the game, great, just a positive influence on the game.
Talk about your players. I don't have the latest stats. The ones I got are not updated, but tell me a little bit about your players, who's dominating the boards, who's scoring the points, and who's doing the handles.
Well, we've been kind of we've had a bunch of different guys. Every night a different guy has stepped up. Rasheem Suarez, a point guard from Puerto Rico, last week had 32 in the game. He's been playing the points, been doing really well. We've had Eugene McCory inside. Rodell Wigginton, the other freshman, has had some outstanding games for us with 22, I think, one game in 17, another game last week. So we've been getting a lot of great games, especially from our 2 freshmen right now.
Eugene McCory's kind of a dominant force in there on the inside for you at 6'8", 260. How much playing time is he going to get tonight?
Oh, he'll see a lot. He starts first in there, and a lot of those coaches that are going to be there tonight are coming to see him play. I said in the beginning of the year, one of the key factors in our success is going to be how Eugene comes around. Because Eugene, as talented as he is, has a tendency once in a while not to play as hard as he can. And if we can get him playing hard all the time, we'll be pretty good.
Yeah, you don't want people taking off minutes, right? For sure. Which big guys, sometimes they get a little tired under their coach. You know how it goes.
Absolutely. So we got to play from the bench from when he doesn't go hard.
Is this going to be a running team this year or not?
My team, no. My team is not right now. We do get out and we are athletic and we do go. The problem that we have is we're not a deep team. Especially at the guard position. Right now we have one guard. We play one guard and 4 bigs in our lineup. In fact, when that one guard comes out, we play 5 bigs. I'm using a 3-man, really a 3-4 man to play the point guard when I have to take my point guard out. We have one of our players, Jordan Davis, who is our point guard. He's out indefinitely right now. And he has a medical issue, and we're not sure when he's coming back. The doctors are telling us they think he will be back, but it's a day-by-day situation, and he's been out for about 5 or 6 days now.
Well, you'll be up there the whole week, I'm sure, and a lot of good basketball. You're 7-1 going into the game tonight, and come out of there with a couple of wins would kind of be sweet, and getting back home. When's your next home appearance here?
We play 3 games next weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We're playing Gulf Coast on Friday night at 7:30. Gulf Coast is the one team to beat us so far.
Right.
They beat us in overtime. We play them next Friday night. Then we play Miami-Dade at 8 o'clock in Hillsborough. That's on Saturday. And in Hillsborough, we play Sunday night at 8. But all day long next week, Saturday and Sunday, there'll be some of the best junior college basketball in the country going on right in our gym. It's the Florida JUCO shootout. And there'll be teams from all over the state coming in our gym to play all day.
You were kind enough to give us some tickets to give away for next week. We'll be doing that. Maybe we'll make it out and see a little hoop ourselves. And have a good trip up there, Coach Ryan. Enjoy yourself. Be safe. And we'll see you when you get back home and bring home some W's.
All right, buddy. Thank you very much. You take care.
All right. Tim Ryan, coach of the CF Patriots. And
buddy, I want to give some of these tickets away, and I'm going to ask. The Trivianator is going to ask a very easy trivia question.
Give them layups?
I'm going to give them a layup to give away. It's 4 free tickets to next Saturday's game, the Patriots versus Miami-Dade.
Not this Saturday.
Not this Saturday.
Week from Saturday. What's the date on it?
December 8th.
8th, okay.
Miami-Dade versus the CF Patriots. I'm going to ask a very easy question. Call the Climate Control Source Hotline, 622-9622, if you know this answer. Buddy and Coach Ryan just discussed a basketball great who at one time was the head coach at Iona and then went on to greatness and a national championship run at North Carolina State. What basketball coaching great did Buddy and Coach Ryan just discuss during that phone call?
I just giving it up right there. That's simple.
Softball
4 tickets, a nice little holiday weekend for a little basketball. Certainly. There you go. Easy to win tickets right there. So give us a call, as Tom said, on 622-9622. Coming up in...
Can't ask an easier question than that.
No, let's see if anybody wants tickets. If they don't, they won't call. If they do, they will. I'm interested to talk to John Adams about this whole coaching thing because this is like a domino deal. Once
Tennessee flops it, once it's filled,
right?
I know exactly what you're saying. So it's sort of like the break in the dam. Once it breaks, coaches will start moving all over.
I'm really interested to see who will go to Tennessee. I know they're all wishing for Gruden. I don't know if Petrino is one of theirs on their. I'm sure he's on their list, but I'm thinking if I'm Tennessee, I'm not going to go Lane Kiffin again.
You know who I go get? I go to Duke and say, how much money you want, Cutcliffe?
I like Cutcliffe a lot. And, of course, he's a Tennessee guy.
Right, exactly. He's a Tennessee guy.
Yeah.
He was Peyton's quarterback coach and offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
He just put Duke in a bowl game for the first time since Spurrier was there, I believe.
No.
How's that not the perfect hire?
Because it's not sexy enough for Tennessee
But he's
fans.
A Tennessee guy.
I know. They want somebody with with DNA, with resume, with they want a equivalent of.
Well, look at the DNA. He won at Duke. Last coach that won big at Duke went to Florida, won that championship.
Vol fans think he's not good enough to be their head coach. I can tell you, it's too illogical. He could bring them some stability and 2 or 3 years of getting the program back together, which is what they need right now. Since Kiffin left it in a wreck, but they want to go out there and hire John Gruden.
Bill Belichick's not coming to Tennessee, folks.
No, he's not. He's not, and it's a good job now. It's a very good job. And,
it's a great with the history and everything.
I mean, they hired one NFL coach. It didn't go so well.
But Cutcliffe, I think, is the perfect hire for Tennessee.
Well, perfect from the standpoint of just pure logic. I'm telling you, Tennessee people think it's not sexy enough. Of course, Derek Dooley wasn't either. So
Well, will you let me ask John Adams what he thinks?
That's what I intend to ask him.
Well, you'll ask him about Cutcliffe.
Absolutely. Well, we'll throw a few names around with John. He'll give us the inside scoop. He's a very frank guy, and he'll tell you what he thinks. He's never a guy to give you the house answer. He'll give you his thoughts. So,
speaking of a story that is you think? Honey Badger declared for the NFL draft today.
No place else to go.
No. Wasn't like he could come back to college anywhere.
Yeah.
In rehab still, but he's declared for the NFL draft.
Well, somebody can get a heck of a football player if they get him straightened out personally.
And somebody will draft him.
Yeah. Oh, of course they will. By the way, how big is RG3? Here's the deal on this.
I got that story.
And ultimately, somebody's going to replace Peyton Manning, and it will happen not overnight. But one little tiny little harbinger of that today, when the NFL announced that the number one selling jersey is no longer Peyton Manning, but Robert Griffin III.
Well, remember last year, 15 was the best-selling jersey in the NFL.
He's
for a
number
while.
8 now.
He was number 1 for a while.
You just have to play occasionally to get that.
Now, how's that? Yeah. A backup on a team that's terrible.
Yeah, but he played last year.
No, but what I'm saying is a backup on a team that's terrible. His jersey's number 8 on the list right now.
Yeah. Also, a little brawl last night in Boston Garden. And some people suspended. We'll tell you about that a little later on the show. And
a terrible fight last night or yesterday.
Know what you're going to tell me?
Hector Macho Camacho's wake.
Women
had women fighting with each other during the wake in the viewing line. I mean, is there no decency in the world?
It doesn't bode well for that. And also, happy birthday today to maybe as good a baseball announcer as there ever won. 85th birthday of Ben Scully.
Maybe the great. Well, I'll tell you what, the greatest I've heard.
Well, there's
but I'm not old enough to remember some of those.
There have been a few other.
What was the guy? Red.
Well, who's the guy? He's from the University of Florida. The school's named after him. Red Barber was a legend, and right here from Graydon, Florida, and educated at the University of Florida.
Where was he at? The Detroit Tigers?
No, he was in New York. He was with. I think he was with the Giants, either the Giants or the Dodgers. I have to look that up. Anyway, I know he got in trouble for telling it like it was. He lost his job and went on. He's had a great career. And anyway, I didn't hear Red Barber, so I didn't hear Red. What everybody said about him, that's what they said.
Did you ever meet Jack Brickhouse before he passed away?
No, I didn't. I heard him broadcast games, though. So.
I heard he was fantastic broadcaster.
There's some good ones out there. There's some really good ones out there.
Buddy Martin's pretty good broadcaster.
Oh, sure, right. And nobody better, though, than Scully for storytelling and weaving in and out of the whatever. So we will take a break. We'll come back. We hope to have John Adams on the other side after this timeout on the Voice of Ocala Buddy Sports page.
1370 AM, 96.7 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
Demonstration of Ustream producer.
Hi, this is Buddy Martin. If you have an award or a trophy in your house, there's more than a good chance it came from BJ Trophies Gifts and Awards. At BJ Trophies, Floyd Hirschberger and his staff have a lot more than just trophies. Among the items they specialize in are donor recognition walls and trees, personalized or engraved gifts, cast bronze dedication plaques, wide format digital printing with posters, banners, and signs, and promotional products. Floyd is the official trophy and awards maker for the Voice of Ocala radio show and is North Central Florida's leader in custom recognition programs, corporate awards, industrial engraving, unique gifts, and advertising specialties. When Angie Lewis went shopping for something to award to the winners of her State Farm Good Neighbor Award, she shopped first at BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Check them out at 1735 Northeast Jacksonville Road on North Magnolia's Miracle Mile, or call them today at 352-732-2249. BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Trophies is just our middle name. Recently, I had a great conversation with General Manager Pat Murray on the special events at Country Club of Ocala.
We have a lot of events, special events here that are geared towards the family. Easter comes to mind. We have an Easter bunny who hops around on the driving range. We usually usually hide somewhere in the neighborhood of 3,000 eggs and turn them loose and let them go harvest the eggs. We have a great family celebration here on the 4th of July where it's a traditional cookout, if you will. And as the sun goes down, the driving range becomes alive with probably one of the better fireworks displays in the area. Breakfast with Santa is a big deal.
Country Club of Ocala, where the Easter Bunny, Santa, and all the children, large and small, are a big deal on every special occasion. For more information, call 352-237-6644. That's 352-237-6644. Country Club of Ocala, proud sponsor of the Monday Gator Report right here on The Source.
Yes, George.
I can't get the car started, and I need to get to Devon Self-Storage in Ocala to unclutter the garage.
Oh, George, don't worry. Devon Self-Storage in Ocala has a free move-in truck now. Just ask for John or Michael. They will gladly help you. George, you better call 352-873-0777.
Oh, thank you, Alice.
Say hi to Gordy for me.
Yes, I will, Alice.
George, with Devon Self-Storage in Ocala, your life just got easier.
Yes, Alice, yes.
Hey, Larry, nice haircut.
Oh, thanks, Robin. Looks like you had something different done, too.
Yes, I did. Thanks for noticing. I went to Lupe at Merle Norman on the Boulevard for a fresh cut, some summer highlights, and a facial.
No kidding. That's who I go to. I didn't know she did all that.
She does coloring, waxing, styling, updos, microderms, and she does it all for prices that won't break the bank.
Sounds like you can take the whole family there.
As a matter of fact, I do.
Hi, this is Lupe. Let me be your personal stylist. To set up your appointment, call me today, 426-1229.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Orders placed online, they were up to 4 times more likely to include extra toppings, which translated to nearly 10% more calories per pizza compared to all the other orders. The hottest surgical fix that's come as a result of our camera-ready technology is the chin implant. One of the oldest stereotypes about men is no longer true, because today, men tend to be the first to say, I love you, in relationships.
On the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Hi, I'm Lisa Midget with Kinetic Motion Fitness, Ocala's premier small group and personal training fitness studio. Did you know you can achieve all your fitness goals, whether that's losing weight, getting fit, or training for a personal best, all with no membership fees? Have you ever been embarrassed or intimidated at a big gym because you're not a Greek god or a size 0 supermodel? Have you ever felt like your gym would rather you not even show up? At KMF, we have a team approach that focuses on small classes and personal training, and you'll feel like family, not just another number. No more boring treadmills or endless reps. Our classes are fun, energetic, and get you the results you want. And I should know, with the help of our great trainers, I lost over 100 pounds in 8 jean sizes, and I did it using no heavy equipment and no magic pills. Just fun and effective workouts. And yes, I did say fun. Come join us at KMF. Visit our website at kmfocala.com or like us on Facebook. Again, that was kmfocala.com.
Well, this time of year is full of rumors. It's a good time for TMZ and all these websites and stuff who deal in rumors because everybody knows the answer to the question of who will be the next coach at Tennessee or Auburn. And I know this much. If John Adams doesn't know from the Knoxville News Sentinel, nobody really knows. And he's with us now on the phone. John, good to have you back on the show again.
Hey, buddy. How's it going?
This probably is it's good and it's bad. I remember when Florida was looking for a coach, and we all thought it was Bob Stoops, and Florida purposely led us down that primrose path, and some of us bid on it. And right in the middle of my son's wedding at my house, where I was actually performing the ceremony, I got a call saying it's Will Muschamp. You know, and so it's either the best of times, to quote Dickens, or the worst of times. What's it like for you?
This is a demonstration. Well, there's just so much interest in it, buddy. I've been through this a number of times in my career. It's kind of an old storyline, but what's different about this particular case is the interest, which is more of a frenzy than an interest. I've never really seen anything like it anywhere I've been over a coach or the prize #1 recruit in a recruiting class. All of these kind of things that get college football fans all revved up. But I've just never seen anything like this, and this John Gruden thing has just overshadowed everything else, and it's been this way for a while.
consuming everything. And, we get the usual plausible denials and things like that, we're all going to get. What does your gut tell you about the Gruden thing? Has he been contacted? Do you think he is the candidate? And I know, even though the Vol fans want him, what's the reality of that situation?
I never thought it was realistic. However, I do think there's been contact. I do think that John Gruden has said things and expressed interest in it. Excuse me. How far along the negotiations have gone from that perspective, I have no idea. But I just think a lot of times people talk, people express interest. There's interest on both ends. And when you start hammering out the details, things can change dramatically. I mean, I always look at things try to pull back a little bit and look at it. John Gruden could get an NFL job.
Ustream producer.
So instead, he would prefer to take the Tennessee job. And why would he take Tennessee over another college? Because his wife was a cheerleader here many, many years ago. They haven't lived in this area for years. What would be the attraction? I mean, John Gruden could get the Southern Cal job if it came open in another year. If that was really his goal, to get a college coaching job and to try something new. Just from and I know logic things don't work out logically all the time. So there's that possibility. But when you look at it logic, I just had a hard time buying into that. But I think the fans are just they want that big name. They want that national sports celebrity on board with them, and I think that's helped generate the rumor, and I think it's kept it going. But there would had to have been some contact, because this rumor's come up before when Tennessee had to make a coaching change. But nothing like this. This thing has sustained itself for quite a while.
It could be wishful thinking. I feel sorry for Tennessee because they went one direction and hired a guy who had NFL credentials. That didn't work out. They said, well, we'll go for the up-and-coming guy, and Derek Dooley, he bombed out. And we had this conversation at the beginning of this year about who made the better choice, Florida or Tennessee, and whether Derek Dooley wasn't up to the task, whether Will Muschamp wasn't a guy getting off his training wheels, whether he was a good choice. Well, it turned out that Muschamp was a good choice, not so much Derek Dooley. Now where does Tennessee turn to? You hear Kirby Smart, you hear John Gruden, even David Cutcliffe, who might be a great hire, but in my opinion, not sexy enough for Tennessee.
Well, no, David Cutcliffe just signed a new contract with Duke. Now, I realize those kind of deals are broken all the time. I just don't think Tennessee would go there. I think in Kirby Smart, there's no way Tennessee can hire a Nick Saban assistant. Absolutely no way. Even if they're convinced he's the next Urban Meyer, Nick Saban, Vince Lombardi, Bill Walsh, you name it. Just can't do it.
Yeah.
And Dave Hart has made it in his introductory speech, where he said that Derek Dooley would not be retained. He emphasized the head coaching experience. What I don't get, buddy, is that they haven't gone after Bob Petrino. That's the hire that makes the most sense to me.
Well, that's my next question, whether he damaged goods or not.
Well, I mean, come on. I mean, you've been around the game a while.
I don't mean me. I'm talking about whether Tennessee thinks he's damaged goods or not.
Well, maybe they do, but they need to get past that, because he's a guy that would come in here and show there would be immediate improvement. I mean, I think the Arkansas and Tennessee situations are quite similar. Look how quickly he turned it around at Arkansas. I think he could do that at Tennessee. He's just a really good coach. And I've heard other coaches say, defensive coaches say, he's the guy they least like to go against.
Right.
He is really a brilliant offensive tactician. So you're not just hiring a head coach, you're hiring an offensive coordinator as well. And those are hard to come by sometimes too. So I just don't get that. If you go from John Gruden, see, there's also been a Bob Stoops rumor, which I don't think was anything to it. And now we hear a lot about Jimbo Fisher. Again, why would Jimbo Fisher take the Tennessee job? What would be, other than if he got a lot more money, but what would be the motivation? He would be going to a place where it's harder to recruit, going to a place where the personnel, the talent level was much lower than where he is. And he's going to a place where the schedule is going to be tougher and the competition more demanding.
Harder to win.
So, pardon?
Harder to win than Florida State. It's hard to win Tennessee.
This is a demonstration
yeah.
of
I mean,
Ustream
buddy, you look at their schedule. Next year they go to Oregon the week before they play at Florida. The year after that, they go to Norman, Oklahoma. The following year, Oklahoma comes to Tennessee. So look at the next 3 years where the coach would be, this new coach would come in, and keep in mind that Tennessee's just fired a guy after 3 years. So every year he's playing Alabama, Georgia, Florida, South Carolina. Every year. And he's also going to be playing in these 3 years, Oregon once and Oklahoma twice. Wow.
Wow.
That's a tough way to go. So where does he think he's going to be 3 years? I mean, if they can go 7-5 with these schedules, I mean, that's going to be pretty good.
And then you got the penalties. Thomas Schmitz has a question for you, our producer.
Speaking with John Adams of the Knoxville News Sentinel. John, I don't have Tennessee ties, so I don't know how the faithful feel up there, but I'm always a believer if you can't beat them, join them. And a guy that took a program that is a perennial doormat, had them 6-6 last year, 8-4 this year with a huge convincing win over Tennessee, is just across the state. He's already got state ties in recruiting and all. I don't see where that James Franklin wouldn't make sense at Tennessee.
Well, I think to an outsider it would make sense. I put a list of names in the paper, and I had him in my top 5 or 6. I think so. I think there's a pride factor here. Well, Tennessee wouldn't hire a coach from Vanderbilt. Well, right now Tennessee's not as good as Vanderbilt.
Exactly.
I mean, I think there's some thinking needs to be changed here, and there needs to be a real hard look at the reality of the situation. James Franklin, anyone who's familiar with that job knows what an amazing job he's done there. I mean, I know it's only 2 years. That's not much of a body of work. But you know what Vanderbilt is traditionally. He's recruited better, and he has those guys playing with more confidence and more of an attitude than I've ever seen at Vanderbilt. Suddenly they're actually winning close games. To me, he would be a good candidate for a lot of people. And he is well paid at Vanderbilt, I think, as best I could have been able to determine. So you have to shell out some money for him, but he makes sense for a lot of places, not just Tennessee.
Yeah. John, let me give you a half dozen names and just pick one out of the hat, okay? Of ones that I mentioned and say, all right, let's throw it. We're going to leave Gruden out of this mix and Petrino because they're obvious ones. But let me give you Jim Tressel, Art Briles from Baylor. We mentioned Cutcliffe. Mike Gundy at Oklahoma State. Gary Patterson at TCU. Charlie Strong at Louisville. Anybody resonate with you at all?
Yeah, well, about 3 of those guys were on my top 10 list. Jim Trussel's out because of the NCAA. Tennessee's on probation already. Can't risk hiring a guy with his history with the NCAA.
Right.
That wouldn't happen. Charlie Strong is not on my list because I haven't seen a big enough body of work with him. He's only been there a couple of years, and Louisville in that conference, I don't know. I'm not sold on what he's done. Not saying he won't turn out to have a great head coaching career. The other guys, Gundy, Patterson, been at the same place. I don't like Patterson as much because he did that at TCU when it was in the Mountain West, and it had a recruiting advantage being able to recruit Texas in that conference. So I kind of although I think his teams always look well coached, almost every time I see them play. But I would rate him below Mike Gundy at his alma mater in Oklahoma State because Gundy has sustained success. And somebody said, well, he had a bunch of 4-loss seasons. I said, it's Oklahoma State. He's competing in Oklahoma's shadow, and he's competing against Texas and programs with much more tradition, and he's had some success. So I like him for that reason. But the guy I really like is Art Briles, and I don't hear his name coming up at all. I think he would be a great head coaching candidate.
Great offense.
Anywhere. He's done it at Baylor. He did it at Houston. Houston was 0-11 2 years before he got there. He set the table for Kevin Sumlin.
He did.
And then you follow him on to Baylor, where you know how wretched that program has been at times. Right away, he takes them to a bowl game for the first time in 16 years. Then he's got them winning 10 games. He recruited a Heisman Trophy quarterback. He'll turn 57 next month.
Wow.
But he's had a great career in high school coaching in Texas, won 4 state championships, and developed a lot of high school quarterbacks for college. Now in college, he's developing a lot of college quarterbacks. Not a lot, but he's had several go into the NFL, most notably, of course, RG3, but also Kevin Cobb. So I think he's a great candidate, and I'm surprised his name hasn't come up more.
Art Browse on John Adams' list, so we'll see how it turns out. It's fascinating, and of course the domino thing starts soon, and then Tennessee can hire, and Auburn can hire, and Arkansas can hire. It's going to be fun. John, appreciate you being on the program.
Okay, buddy. Take care.
Always a pleasure. John Adams from the Knoxville News-Sentinel knows his stuff when it comes down to coaches.
Can I give you real quick a stat on James Franklin?
Sure, go ahead.
Because this is your deal. Vanderbilt has gone 33 and 32 in the month of November in the last 10 years before Franklin got there. And you say November is the most important month in college football? Vanderbilt's 6 and 2 since he's been there in November.
But you got to understand, at Tennessee, there's too much pride.
I know.
To hire the Vanderbilt coach.
I know, but all I know is in the month that you say is the most important month in college football, he's went 6 and 2 at Vanderbilt.
I didn't say I said it's what you have to remember. The culture is that people who go to Tennessee think they're superior to people who go to Vanderbilt and their college football program. So we'll take a break. We come back. Tom will have Fran's Beard for a little Thursday Gator Report. Basketball as well. A little hoop talking about the big game with Marquette, and maybe a football minute or two right here on Buddy Sports Page.
1370 AM, 96.7 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
On the next AM Ocala Live, Robin and I will be speaking to John Land. He's an award-winning, best-selling author. His new book is called Pandora's Temple.
Open for debate, where both sides of one topic will be discussed.
And then Winging It with Brad Bursma and Josh Furdong, telling you what it takes to become a pilot at Ocala Aviation Flight School.
Judith Sanders is a registered nurse, and she's written a book called In His Stead, A Father's War, an historical novel.
And then Karen Hill will be in the studio with us. She's the executive director of the Marion County Literacy Council. She's coming on to promote Saturday's 4th annual Kiss the Horse for Literacy fundraising event, and we're part of it.
Kevin McCarney is the inventor of the aluminum tortilla press. He'll be speaking about his book, The Secrets of Successful Communication, a simple guide to effective encounters in business.
And then William J. Baumel is coming on with Monty Malak. They're coming out to speak about the book, The Cost Disease, Why Computers Get Cheaper and Healthcare Doesn't.
Hello there.
That plus Fun with Joe on the next AM Ocala Live, right here on The Source, WOCA 96.7 FM.
1370 AM.
Habitat for Humanity is partnering up with the Bridge Assisted Living Facility for the 3rd annual Wreaths of Hope. On November 29th at 7 p.m., wreaths of all shapes and sizes will be auctioned off to benefit Habitat for Humanity's Project Patriot program. This program ensures that no veteran in Marion County will reside in substandard housing or suffer from quality of life issues related to housing. Now here's how you can help. You can donate a wreath, either bought or created, and of course bid on your favorite wreath on November 29th at the Bridge Assisted Living Facility, just off 27th Avenue, adjacent to Trinity High School. There will be entertainment, hors d'oeuvres, decorative festivities, and much, much more. So please make plans to attend the 3rd annual Wreaths of Hope and help support Habitat for Humanity of Marion County and all the veterans that have served so proudly to make this country free, as we continue to build homes, build hope, and build community.
Welcome back to Buddy's Sports Page. Tom Schmitz here bringing it home with you. Buddy's got to step out to a prior engagement, but we're in the I got good hands helping me through the end of the show. I got Franz Beard on the line, and we're going to talk a little Florida basketball. Franz, how are you this evening? You got a little touch of the flu, you said?
Yeah, I do. It's going around, and I don't recommend this for anybody.
No. Sorry to hear you're a little under weather, but I know what gets you in a good mood is talking basketball. So let's talk a little basketball.
All righty, let's talk it. Gators and Marquette tonight, part of the SEC Big East Challenge, and it's part of it, what I think is a 3-game stretch that's going to tell a lot about this Florida basketball team as the year goes along.
Playing Marquette tonight, then they got Florida State, then number 9 Arizona over the next 3-game stretch. Billy Donovan's really going to. They start 5-0. Their average win is 23.8 points per game, but we're really going to find out what kind of moxie this team has over this next 3 games, don't you think?
Oh yeah, and Marquette is a really good matchup for the Gators. Buzz Williams is the coach here, a good friend of Billy's, and this is a guy that likes to push the tempo, run and jump defense, a lot of trapping, things like that. It's an interesting team, Tom, because they have one big guy, Chris O'Toole, who's the center. He's huge, 6'11", 275. Doesn't rebound too well, but he scores a little bit. And then they surround him with basically a point guard and 3 wings. Same point guard the Gators saw last year in the NCAA, Junior Cadigan. And then they have 3 very athletic wings, and Juan Anderson, Vanderblue, another guy. It's a guy that the Gators recruited hard back a 3 years ago. And Trent Lockett, 6'5" guy. So it's a very athletic team that will try to pressure the Gators out on the wings. Florida's just going to have to be very, very patient in this ball game. Marquette does a really, really good job of defending the 3-point line, so I think the Gators are going to have to move the ball on the inside.
Well, the thing I notice about this Gator team this year is it seems to be a smarter Gator basketball team. And that starts with, I think the person I see that his basketball intelligence, in my opinion, has grown, Eric Murphy. I'm not seeing Eric Murphy get those dumb little hand check fouls or didn't move his feet so he gets in trouble grabbing with his arms. That's a big improvement for Florida this year, I think, is they're getting good fouls instead of bad, dumb fouls. Don't you agree?
Oh, I agree with that. I think they're a better defensive team this year, and part of the reason, and I hate to sound like I'm piling on a guy that left, but Florida had to do a lot of different things defensively to compensate for the fact that Irving Walker was only about 5'6", 5'7". Now they come in and they don't have to do as much compensating, height-wise and things like that, covering for them. Everybody can pretty much play everybody straight up, and so you're not seeing this. I think a lot of the lack of stupid fouls that you're talking about, and I agree with that. They have fewer, is because you don't have guys out of position trying to cover up for one guy that you really can't play very much defense.
Well, the thing I see with this Gator team is that they're 5-0. They're blowing people off the court. They've got 3 tough games. So in about 30 seconds, at the end of this 3-game stretch, we talk about Marquette, Florida State, Arizona. Are the Gators 8-0, or have they dropped a game?
I think there's a possibility to drop a game in Arizona. That's going to be a very tough place to play against a very deep team with a lot of size. I think it's going to be very difficult for the Gators to win that game in Arizona. I wouldn't be surprised if they do, but it's going to be a very tough game. I think they'd come out of this stretch either 7-1 or 8-0.
And this early in the season, when you get into conference schedule, that's not a bad record to have, and a bad way to go into conference play, coming out 7-1 or 8-0 with some tough games to get you ready for conference play. Friends,
that'll leave them with 4. After the Arizona game, they'll have 4 non-conference games before the SEC season starts. So I think they've got a chance to go, into 11-1, 12-0 possibility into the conference schedule. And I think 10-2, 11-1. Billy would have, if you told Billy before the season started that he could go into conference schedule like that, I think he would have taken it in a heartbeat.
Well, Franz Beard, thanks so much for helping me bring home this segment but who needs Buddy Martin? We got it all done by ourselves.
That buddy guy, I mean, what does he know? He's only been around. He's only been around since since Abner doubled.
Well, there you go.
Baseball.
Franz, get some chicken soup and get the feeling better, guy. Thanks.
Thanks, bless you, guy.
Well, that's Franz Beard. I want to thank our guest today, Lloyd Martin Gregory. Angie Lewis also was in. We talked to CF's basketball coach, Tim Ryan. We talked to John Adams from the Knoxville News Sentinel. And thanks to Franz Beard for helping me wrap it up. For Buddy Martin, J.J. LaSalva, and everybody here at WOCA, I'm Tom Schmidt saying good night, everybody. You've been listening to The Voice of Ocala on WOCA. The Voice of Ocala can be heard weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. on 1370 AM, 96.7 FM. And you can also watch and listen live on WOCA.com. Remember to also listen to AM Ocala Live with Larry and Robin weekdays from 7 a.m. to noon on WOCA, 1370 AM, 96.7 FM, The Source. Every day we hear another story about innovation or about cutting-edge technology taking place right here in Ocala. The power plant, IHMC, Ocala 489. Did you know that important medical research is also being conducted here that may impact hundreds of thousands of people in the country someday? Maybe you've heard the name Renstar, but like so many others, perhaps you didn't realize that Renstar Medical Research is one of the top facilities of its kind anywhere in the U.S. There are important research studies being conducted by a highly qualified team of medical experts at Renstar, impacting decisions of major pharmaceutical companies and bringing new drugs to market. And you can be a part of these studies, as so many local people have done and are currently doing. Renstar has conducted more than 500 studies since its inception and would like to extend the opportunity to you to be a part of these cutting-edge programs. Call 877-629-5800 or 352-629-5800 if you'd like to know more. Renstar Medical Research, locally owned and operated in beautiful downtown Ocala. Renstar, seeking tomorrow's answers to the health questions of today. Hi, this is Tom Schmidt, the host of Buddy's Saturday Sports Page on WOCA. The Saturday Sports Page is your weekend destination for everything sports, from NASCAR to golf, baseball to boxing, and of course the best, most comprehensive football coverage on the radio. Also, you don't want to miss my weekly Are You Kidding Me rant? So join me and JJ LaSalva every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. for Buddy's Saturday Sports Page on WOCA, The Source.
If you're a high school graduate looking for something more, the U.S. Air Force wants to challenge you. We're looking for candidates for 2 intense career fields: parachute specialists to rescue airmen in distress and combat controllers. First there in Air Force operations to set up airfields and communications. To find out more, call Sergeant Gerald Strauss at 352-629-9112 or log on to www.airforce.com/special ops.
Marion County's information station, WOCA, News Talk 1370.
Robin, we need a trophy for the winner of the best rock band.
Oh, who won?
Stone Quarry.
Ooh, are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Maybe. I'm thinking we should call BJ Trophies.
Wait, let's get Dan to make a trophy.
But...
Oh, Dan.
Robin, didn't we go through this already?
Yes, Robin.
Dan, we need you to chisel a rock.
Is this for another trophy?
Yes, it is.
Remember, I'm not so good at chiseling trophies. Why don't you call BJ Trophies?
That's what I tried to say.
But you'd be perfect.
Why? I thought we already decided the best trophies are from BJ Trophies.
Because you're good at rocks.
Yes, Dan, because you're good at rocks.
But you want a trophy, not a rock.
It's for a rock band.
Oh, jeez.
Isn't that a clever idea?
Clever, yes. Classy, no. I think you'd better stick to BJ Trophies for your rock band trophy.
But you're so good at rocks.
For the classiest trophies anywhere, call BJ Trophies, 732-2249, or go to bjtrophy.com.
Unless you want a rock.
Yeah, then call Dan.
Unless you need a classy rock, then stick with BJ Trophies.
It's Saturday morning football season. Time to kick it off with some great food and one of your favorite beverages. But where to go? Well, try Brunch on Broadway. Check out Football Saturdays at Pie on Broadway every week at 10 a.m. for the perfect blend of football, food, and fun. At Pie on Broadway in downtown Ocala, we'll get you ready for all the big games with a live broadcast of Buddy Martin's Saturday Sports Page on WOCA AM and FM. Saturdays are also good days to stroll around beautiful downtown Ocala. Head to the farm market on the square and then enjoy Brunch on Broadway just in time to watch ESPN's Game Day on one of our TVs. Of course, Pie is also a great place to dine for lunch and dinner the rest of the week, too. But football Saturday at Pie on Broadway is special. Pie on Broadway, where you get to the college spirit with brunch on Broadway as your pre-kickoff menu.
Demonstration.
Every now and then I have to go to town, and when I do, I stop at Dairy Queen to get some fresh, cooked, piping hot food from their real char grill, just like a cookout. Well, this month they've got their 100% beef quarter-pound cheeseburger meal with crispy fries and a drink for only $4.99. And for dessert, real fresh made ice cream. You can lick their cones, but you can't beat their shakes. Dairy Queen, Silver Springs, where they always treat you like kings and queens.
You're listening to WOCA News Talk 1370, Ocala's source for what's happening in today's hottest, up-to-date news and topics.
News now. I'm Chuck Sievertson. It looked early on like your portfolio might take a hit earlier today, but now Wall Street's major indexes closed higher. Analysts say investors were encouraged by a pair of strong economic reports, the government raising its estimate of third-quarter economic growth, and home sales rose. Though millions more Americans shop Thanksgiving and afterward, major retailers, including Macy's, Target, and Kohl's, say their sales numbers were down, and they blame economic effects of Hurricane Sandy. Excitement and speculation as NASA scientists say the unmanned messenger spacecraft confirms a large amount of ice on the planet Mercury's North Pole, and you sure need water for certain kinds of life. While a bankruptcy judge has okayed Hostess to close down, sell off its brands, including Twinkies and Wonder Bread, and lay off 18,000 workers, he refused calls to stop the company from giving out nearly $2 million in bonuses to 19 senior managers. The Supreme Court tomorrow indicates whether it'll take up the constitutionality of gay marriage. This is ABC News.
It was like any other night. You locked the doors, turned off the lights, and went to bed when suddenly it strikes. The dreaded late-night low battery chirp. And the nightmare. Eliminate low battery chirps for good with Kidda worry-free smoke alarms. The sealed-in lithium battery lasts 10 years, and each is designed to help you choose the right alarm for the right location in your home. Rest easy with Kidda's worry-free smoke alarms. Available at the Home Depot. Visit worryfreealarm.com.
Dear Honda, thanks for giving my boyfriend Jake a great deal during your Happy Honda Days sales event. He said it's the perfect time to get a new Civic. It could be because the dealers are giving great deals on new Civics, but I think it means he's ready to pop the question. Plus, with the money he saved, I'm thinking giant rock. Love, Shelly Evans, Nay Brown.
More happiness with every Honda during the Happy Honda Day sales event. Now's the time to get a great deal like 0.9% APR financing for well-qualified buyers on the 2012 Civic. Visit your Honda dealer today. See dealer for financing.
On the next AM Ocala Live, Robin and I will be speaking to John Land. He's an award-winning best-selling author. His new book is called Pandora's Temple.
Open for debate, where both sides of one topic will be discussed.
And then Winging It with Brad Bursma and Josh Verdonk telling you what it takes to become a pilot at Ocala Aviation Flight School.
Judith Sanders is a registered nurse, and she's written a book called In His Stead, A Father's War, an historical novel.
And then Karen Hill will be in the studio with us. She's the executive director of the Marion County Literacy Council. She's coming on to promote Saturday's 4th annual Kiss the Horse for Literacy fundraising event, and we're part of it.
Kevin McCartney is the inventor of the aluminum tortilla press. He'll be speaking about his book, The Secrets of Successful Communication, a simple guide to effective encounters in business.
And then William J. Baumel is coming on with Monty Malak. They're coming on to speak about the book, The Cost Disease, Why Computers Get Cheaper and Healthcare Doesn't. All of that plus Fun with Joe on the next AM Ocala Live right here on The Source, WOCA 96.7 FM.
1370 AM.
You need extra cash? Who doesn't?